How's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chat as well. We've got a good couple days here. A little busy yesterday, so I wasn't able to go live, and I was gonna try to do that video really like the pitch on what I give whales and how you're so successful with that. Well, because I know how to talk to them, they speak my language, and I'll probably do that video tomorrow, or at least I'll release it tomorrow. But today we have a quite a bit to go over. Let's start with the OMI. Oh, here we go, right here. OMI is at 0009. Let's go. Now, granted, we're only about 7.8% up on the day, but if you go wind the clocks back a little bit and zoom out, you are actually up 51.4% on the last 30 days. So that's pretty nice to see that. This is our second time breaking 009 in the last, I guess, like 10 hours, give or take. We did it at about 9 a.m. this morning, so it's about 10 and a half hours ago. We did go down from there. We actually went down as low as, where did we went down to? Yeah, as like 8.7-ish, which again is pretty minuscule when all things considered. But it was really in the last month, like especially we got down to 00055 on January 23rd. Not even a month later. I think from that point it's like a 40%. I'm sorry, that's like an 80% gain. So yeah, we've done very, very well. And why? What's the reason for that? Well, there's a bunch of reasons, and I've had multiple people go and message me, "Hey, what's going on?" And the short version of it is, sentiment has changed a lot. And again, this is not all of the whales that I've said previously. Like, hey, all the VV whales that have at this point never been interested in OMI are finally getting interested. Those are the types of people that they're not buying yet. I reached out to a few of them. I was like, hey, was this you? Was this you? Like, no, man, I didn't get it yet. I was like, all right, it's got to be moving for some reason. The volume's still at like $1 million, guys. When we go and we're on major exchanges, and again, I'm not saying we go and get major exchanges next month, or even next quarter. I am expecting an exchange or two in Q2, but I would expect them to be relatively small, because that's kind of how you want to start out. If you start off with Coinbase or Binance right away, it'll pump, it'll come right back down. So they are doing it right. They're kind of probably going to spread it out. As far as liquidity goes, again, only 1 million in volume, and we're still up this much. What happens when you have 100 million in volume? 100 million volume, do we 100x? No. Do we like 15x? Sure. I mean, we've already done that. We've already done like quite a bit. Again, up about 80% over the last, since the 23rd, since that low of 00055. I would say in the next 7, 8. I would say in the next 7 to 8 weeks, because again, in 6 weeks we finally get to like April 1st. That's probably when we're really going to start moving, because that's when OMI Rewards Season 2 comes out. So a lot of people, when the sentiment has shifted, and again, I see this all the time. It happens in every single hobby. Big money starts coming in, and then other people follow. When I gave that example, I think like 2 weeks ago now, where I said, hey guys, in January, I had a lot of my messages were, hey, when is the bottom? Should I buy here or should I wait? And then as of like 2 weeks ago, I started telling people. So in February, those messages no longer existed. It's what do I buy? Because people were, hey, that was the bottom. The bottom is done. And I think it's because Veve and Comia started delivering. They finally are talking about the token, which I don't think they uttered the word OMI in like the entire 2023 year. I know obviously part of that was probably because of the lawsuit, probably because whatever. But for whatever the reason, that pendulum was so far one way and is now swinging the other way. Really, really big reason. But at the end of the day, there's just next to no sell orders. I've asked twice now on X, got like 18,000 followers over there. Hey, has anyone have any OMI on their app or any OMI they're willing to sell in bulk? No answers. Which again, wind the clock back 6 months ago, there was so much of it that I couldn't buy it directly. There was so much of it that like I couldn't go and do that, like I said, directly. Where I had to go and have other people, okay, I can only take this much. You guys buy this, you guys buy that. And now, like I said, nobody's selling. Even though if you would have gotten OMI at 0.0055, which me and many of my boys did, and I was like, hey, now if you want to take profit, you know, a lot of traders would go and take profit here. Why? Because they're up like 80% since then. Why not? They probably would have taken profits earlier, like 0.0077 or 0.008. But again, they're not. Nobody is trading. Nobody's wheeling and dealing. I feel like Dean when he comes back from the dead, or Castiel and Team of Angels come out and rip him from hell, and then it goes, Sammy, I know you did something. Be like, I tried, Dean, but nobody would deal. That same exact thing is happening now. Like, nobody's selling their OMI. Now you do have a couple. Now there are a bunch of people that are slowly turning to diamond handlers, which is fine. You'll expect that. There are a couple of people that are saying like, "Hey, this project has hurt me. They said we were going to have X, Y, and Z by this time. We didn't, and now I'm just looking to get out." And it's funny that those are the people that are slowly being like, "Oh, okay, it's interesting." And some of them finally now there's movement going and buying a little bit more. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, and this is what do we have 1.1 million in volume. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Let's see how it compared to the rest of the market. Bitcoin was close to like 53,000. Actually, I think it might have gone close there. Let me check that real quick. We were at 54, or I'm sorry, 52.4. We're about 52.1 right now. We're pretty flat on the day, of about 0.3%. Ethereum actually down 1.2%. BNB up 2.3. Solana down 2. XRP up 0.5%. Lido Stake down 1. Cardano down 1. Avalanche down 2.6. So OMI's been outperforming the rest of the market for days now, like pretty much all week. And again, really exciting that can we go and stay above 0009? Can we close above there? I don't know. Remember 2 days ago, I was talking, well, if we stay above 0008, that's really, really good because that was the last resistance, which is now the current support line. And again, TA, when you have a million in volume, really doesn't mean too much. Anyone could come in and sell like 100 million. Anyone goes and sell 100 million. I have multiple people that are going to ready to buy that up, like right at once. The issue is right now is no liquidity. But if somebody goes and puts in like $1 billion, they get liquidated elsewhere. They have let's say they were trying to short the market or whatever, and Bitcoin's just running and they get squeezed out. Yeah, it's possible they get liquidated and you have like 400 million, 500 million only get sold. That's always possible. And that might be a little bit much right now for the people that I know that want to get in, or at least want to get more. For a lot of I'm going away this weekend. Y'all won't see me. Well, I'll probably make a video here and there, but y'all won't see me till next week for the most part. I'm going hanging out with some friends that are very, very big Veve and OMI whales. One of which like has like the number 2, all like sub 100s in all of Veve. Dr. Profit is number 1. One whale that I'm going to see is literally the number 2 wallet for sub 100s in all of Veve. Star Wars, Marvel. I actually have number 2 in Marvel. He has number 3 in Marvel, but all things considered, he's got the most. Him, a friend of ours, his brother-in-law, a friend of mine, and a couple other people seen over there, and even some guy that's 85 years old has got some OMIs. Going to try to move. I want to help him move it from Bit4x to where he wants to keep it. But yeah, they're going to have one last hurrah. If we dip or if there's a big sell order, one last hurrah, they're going to go and do it. But if they don't get that, if it just keeps going up, I mean anything in triple zeros, I've always said to them that that's a gift. To buy whenever you want. It's never going to be a bad time to buy in that area. And again, that's to them, not to you guys. I can't give advice to y'all. Only to Dashy. But even still, like if somebody, let's say like myself, my dollar cost average is like 0.003433 maybe. If I get like a windfall and then I do see a big whatever it is, like I have no issue buying right now. I get it. We're up like 80% over the last couple of weeks, 50% the last month. But I'm still in the triple zeros. I remember spending like 150,000 when we were at like 0.007. So, really for me, it's a really good time to dollar cost average. But a lot of people, their dollar cost average is much lower. It's like 0.002, 0.014. So unfortunately, me spending hundreds of thousands at that level at dollar cost average down. If I had spent that down here, I'd have like $1 billion OMI. But I don't. I have like 180. Anyway, let's go over some of the rest of the news here. We have Lori Brenner coming on in 20 minutes. She just texted me right now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yep, 009. I got Boyd texting me right now. Almost even for 1 month. 12. Yep. Almost even for the year. For 12 months. Green candle incoming. All right, so let's go over some of the news here. And all right, so let's see what this is titled before I go and get to the rest of the news because there's a lot. 30%. We started. All right, so Veve started trending yesterday. It was like number 19 trending in all of the U.S. Why? Because we had 9,500. If everyone comments down below, Vegeta over 9,000. Post all your links to the fire memes down below. It's over 9,000. The big Dragon Ball Z thing, which is really nice because we have, hopefully Dragon Ball Z coming. I don't know where it started. I just saw on my timeline, I don't know, like 30 people just comment. They didn't even tag Veve. It was just like Veve Digital Collectibles. And I don't want to be left out. I want to hype on the trade. Oh, let me post something too. And I posted a picture of me and Dr. Doom at a New York party. It was pretty great. There was I don't know where it started. Somebody messaged like the gold logo chat or another chat of mine. And like, oh, the Veve's killing it with this. Maybe it started on Discord. Maybe it started like wherever it started. People just started posting it, and it just caught fire. So it started trending. Number 19 was really, really nice. I don't know the top of when it was. Maybe it got to like 17 or 13, or maybe it got over to like 15, 20,000. However many posts about it. It was really cool. It was really exciting to see. I remember back in the day, Bored Ape Yacht Club used to do that all the time. They're like, all right, on this date, at this time, everyone just starts spamming, Bored Ape Yacht Club. And again, this wasn't like nobody talked about this. Nobody started planning this. It just a couple people just started doing it, and then and maybe those people planned it, and then like I said, just caught fire. If we had like a coordinated effort where like it literally went into this morning, it was like a 12-hour thing. But if we had a coordinated effort, like a 2-hour time block or an hour and a half, where people just spam the fudge out of those things, we could have made it like we could have like tripled that number. So that's really exciting. That's something that kind of just happened organically on its own. That was really cool. Why Grails are moving? All right, so there are things that I want, and there are things that I need. And the things that you ever see that meme where it's like inside everyone there lives two wolves, and it's like the good or bad, and it's like which one is the best? The one you feed. There's a good wolf and a bad wolf in you. Only one will survive, and it's the one you feed. So that was a really bad analogy, but the things you want, the things you need they're often at war with each other. Like I want, I don't know, like a sub 100 X-wing for my number 43 Lukes. I know the guy who has the number 43 X-wing and the number 43 R2D2. It's likely going to be like $1,000 for both of those. Matching set. It matches my Lukes. I need it. And then there are things that like I want, or those things that I want. But the things that really need, need more OMI. You could always get more OMI. But in there, it might look a little strange that me as a master collector having like 1,500 collectibles and comics, and like one of the biggest YouTubers on here, I don't have a Todd, I don't have a Riso, and Todd has jumped up like 60%. Todd was at like what $500, and he's like at like 900 right now, or what 400 700 something like that. Riso went from like 1,000 to 1,700. Like these things are up. They're not up like 20%. They're up like 60 and 70%. Logo like doubled. Logo's it was at 77, went back down to a more normal spot at 65. And then Anna, from first appearance, Anna, she was like $70 like a month ago. She was at like 100-ish a couple weeks ago, and she went up to 170. I think she's up to 140 now. But that literally doubled. That went up to 100%. I think Scar also, he was at like 60. He's at like 100 now. So, and again, it's the big ones that go first. And once the Grails kind of be popping, the people that go and have multiples of those Grails because they were really smart and they bought, and the mirror market, okay, if you have 6 Annas, if you have 7 Elsa, you have all these big characters, you could sell on the way up and go into things that haven't pumped yet. What are the things that haven't pumped yet? You have rare Luke Skywalker, the only animated one, first appearance. He's below retail. There's what, 3,800 of him? Oh my god, that is stupid low. What else we have? I think Simba is still under retail. He's barely under. He's at like 38 right now. He was at like 28 for a while. I got one down there. That was mid 30s. The Aladdin stuff hasn't sold out. Aladdin, Jasmine, Genie, like those things are still very cheap because again they haven't sold out yet. Now, was Frozen bigger than Aladdin? Yeah. Was Lion King bigger than Aladdin? Yeah. But Aladdin has amazing. Like me and my friends were just watching that the other night. Has some amazing fans, and those people just aren't here yet. It's just the people that are here now happen to care more about Frozen, and they care more about Lion King. And again, that's most of the world, but it doesn't change that Aladdin was in that Disney Renaissance era. So that's one of the things that are likely to pump. Vader finally went up. The ultra rare Vader was at 400 for a little while. I think it's at like 500 now. Let's check it real quick. But again, it's not a huge pump. Oh, all right. Checking for my flight. Right. Yes. Gracias. All right. Cool beans. Low but steady. Hold on. Got flight. Check in. Smiley face. Okay. But yeah, let's check the thing real quick to see what Vader's at. Veve's been signing me out a lot. I'm not sure why. Let's go to the search. Let's search the Vader. The ultra rare, the one that's animated. That is at 513. So yeah, it went from 400 to 513 matter of days, which again, this is only like 20 something percent. None of the sub 100s on there are really good. There was sub 100 for the uncommon a couple weeks ago. I told my guy to get, like, this is stupid cheap. It was like $250, whatever. The cheapest one now is 319. You know, and that's okay. That's a fair price. But I remember back in like January, or maybe December, it was like 2021 or early 2022. The golden moments hadn't really pumped. They were above retail, you know, which is fine. That was normal, but they hadn't pumped. And then I think, yeah, it was probably after Designer Con where they started super pumping. And when they started super pumping, they really went. So I think R2D2 at one point was like $8,800. I felt like a jackass for selling them at like 2,400. And I was like, and damn, he went super hard. Obviously he's back down much lower now, but just goes to show not everything pumps at once. And if you want to play that game, you know, the arbitrage, you can go and keep on flipping, and people will do that, and that's fine. Like I said, I just gave you a couple of examples of what's likely to pump that hasn't pumped yet. I think Luke's X-Wing is still under retail as well. But there's I don't know, let's go over some of the rest of them. Honestly, I think a lot of the Disney stuff is really good. Oh, I'm in first class. Oh, first class. Oh, epic. Oh, let's go. I didn't know it was first class. All right, let's get this bread. Oh, let me give this dude a big smooch tomorrow. Hold on, let me give him those hearts there. Oh God, I have super chats. I didn't even know. I'm so sorry, guys. We got Maxwell saying beer, 120 million OMI. You get that bread, Maxwell. Get that bread. So I'm done. You say that now, but like if we have another dip and we go back down like 00077, like God, you know. Another one from Jordan saying Veve digital collectibles. OMI. Let's freaking go. It's been a good time. I guess. Oh, my friend he's watching me right now. Where I said I would give him a big smooch. Said no thanks. It's crazy. All right. Let's go to the profile before I go over the rest of the news because Lori Brenner's going to come on in 10 minutes. Come on now, touch me, babe. All right. What else we got here? I do have a couple things. So I have the cheapest sub 50s for these ones. I'm sorry, sub 100. Anna sub 100 is at 350. That is the cheapest sub 100 that you're going to get for her. And then Scar number 2. I put number 213 out. Oh, that was a mistake. Gar, I have a sub 50 of. I'll put him at 213. Or I'm sorry, not 213, that 300. It's number 46, so I'll put that out. Anyway, while I do that, let's go over the news. We've been a couple days, y'all, without the news. Today's Friday, so let's go over Thursdays and today's. Yep, OMI's really good. All right, so Veve Viral says people like to ignore how much real money was being spent during the heights, not to mention how many real users held at those prices. Talking about like the last bull market. Yes, of course, there were inflated gems and other factors in the mix, but real demand was there. And that was, and again, I don't know how many times I have to say this. From 2019 to right now, you've essentially increased the amount of millionaires by 50%. There are 50% more millionaires in the U.S. today than there was in 2019. So you're going to have a lot more people get into crypto in general. They'll find their way to Veve, and they're going to have a lot more money to spend. And again, this wealth transfer that has just barely started, the biggest wealth transfer in the history of the world, going from boomers to millennials. What do millennials like myself like to spend money on? I spent hundreds of thousands on Pokemon cards. I've spent hundreds of thousands on OMI because of the success of what I know Veve is going to be. The organic demand is there, and again, a lot of people were holding at those prices, and they'll hold again. And some of those people, some of y'all that we've experienced that last bull and now this bear, that have been like, okay, you guys will be a little bit more cautious. You'll take profits. You'll know when to do that. But a lot of new people are coming in. They'll buy. Simba, buddy of mine has his number 41 Simba. They'll buy that at like $8,000. They'll buy that at 10 grand. And, my buddy bought it at like 2,500. He'll 4x his money on that. So number 41 Anna was sold for 777, and I'm super salty that I didn't get that because she would look great with the Louboutin shoes. Ooh, someone just called me. Who just called me? All right, it's my boy that doesn't. All right, on the street. Moving on here, the rest of the news. Location. At some point, reminder to you guys, at some point in the future, there will be drops every day of the week and sometimes multiple per day. We have had that in the past sporadically when we have like Halloween drops or Christmas drops. But at some point in general, there will be a point where, hey, when was the last time we didn't have a drop? And that'll be it. We have so many licenses, the bull market's going to hit really hard. Shout out to Charles Delgado, who hit level 76 yesterday on Veve, having over 2 million points. OMI Secure Wallet. Y'all have been asking me about this for a long time. They've actually gone on and thrown out an update on the OMI Secure Wallet. The minor fixes and improvements, but if y'all Foster doing the Lord's work over there, y'all can go and now move a lot more stuff on there. If you have it, let me know. Comment down below. Now, Marvel had posted their video announcing X-Men 97, which, as you know, in the 90s, we had that X-Men had a kind of like a cliffhanger that cliff has been hanging for 27 years. And they are finally going up and redoing that. They showed the trailer for that originally, and I had to comment, can't wait to see what y'all announce with Veve at South by Southwest next month. I was the only one that was commenting that, but just to get it out there, I commented that on their Instagram, on their YouTube, on a couple of different videos. Thought that'd be fun. Buddy of mine mentions that Henry Cavill is in talks to play Dr. Doom. Friend is very well connected in that stage, so he is talking. They're in talks. Is it confirmed yet? No, not yet. But that would be really cool. He's a big name actor. Everyone really loves him. I thoroughly enjoy him. I think he'd be a cool Dr. Doom. Look, all right, so this is something I'm burying the lead here with this. Starknet. I have to go over this. So Starknet reveals that they're going to do an airdrop details for 1.3 million eligible Ethereum wallets. Major Starknet token allocation set for February 20th will benefit users across the Ethereum ecosystem. I have an article here that I'll go and talk about real quick because Veve could very well get a nice influx of cash. Ethereum Layer 2 scaling network Starknet has released details about the anticipation token drop, which is going to launch on February 20th. 1.3 million wallets will be eligible. Provisions program beneficiaries range widely from Starknet users, developers, to use of decentralized apps affiliated with the network, all the way to Ethereum stakers with no prior exposure to Starknet. Let's see what we got here. So the importance of backing, yep. Part of a very serious value-driven process of decentralization, Starkware co-founder CEO Eli Benson told Decrypt, it's evolving in such a way that is truly democratic while also bringing great stability to the network. Over 700 million Stark tokens will be doled out to users across Ethereum in Starknet's airdrop first phase. Eventually, 1.8 billion Stark tokens will be distributed to users. And how does this affect Veve? Well, Veve, again, is on Immutable X, and Veve has minted more NFTs than I think anyone else. So they're a surefire way to get some of these. I don't know what they can do for them. Thank you so much, All Chat Gaming, for the super sticker. You the man, meow, meow. And when they get this, I mean, how much are they going to get? Most likely they're going to hodl it, but it is free money. And then that free money, I don't really know the first thing about Starknet outside of this airdrop that they're doing. But if they do go and get this money and they hodl it, and Starknet goes to the moon, and suddenly their balance sheet grows, maybe it's not just $10,000, $20,000, however much they get. Maybe it's like $1 million at that point. Maybe they could have some really cool giveaways. Maybe they could have some really cool just things that they do. That could be like their fun sheet. They have what they have in the war chest, and that's great. But or they could just use this to get another license, or hey, free license, or hey, free extension on certain contracts. That type of thing would be really great. I would love that. More on that in another video. First, okay. Sorry, one second. I have to read this. Maybe covered. Reasons. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Spider-Man Ultimate Animated. That gold logo has gone over that. I don't know for how long. When I talked about why is the gold logo going up so much? Oh, Randy's pumping his own bags. I'm not going to sell. I have two logos, one of which is number 41, which ain't going anywhere unless I get an obscene offer for it. And then the other one is a random one, which I'll likely sell between 20 and 30 grand. I will only sell it to a worthy individual. Hey, Jason Pena, I messaged you on the X. Holla at your boy. Yeah, let me go and read something real quick because I wrote something about it recently, and I'll read that before Lori comes on. Just coming on 2 minutes. All right, let's go. Bullish week. This is the OMI. The Veve app had an update, so go on and update your app. Also, Elizabeth Warren signed a certificate to honor Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto with a ceremonial flag flying. Americans are forever grateful. Wasn't it Elizabeth Warren that was like super anti-crypto and said it was used to only buy drugs just a few years ago? Yes. Well, why is she doing this? Why do you think? Maybe she either has seen the light and knows that Bitcoin is good for the average everyday American, or her and her friends have finally packed their bags and it's like, okay, all right, pump it now. Stonks. Let it go stonks first. Most likely it's going to be the latter. All right, after the last sale of the gold and silver Veve logo, which happened a few minutes ago, and again, this is my post from yesterday, Logo's floor has passed Secret Rare Spider-Man. I don't know for how long. I suspect that both of these will reach the 5-figure mark when we get OMI to NFT or OMI to gem. That is likely going to be in the next, I don't know. That is likely to be in the next couple months. I'd say in Q2. Maybe not OMI to gem. It seems like OMI to NFT is coming first. My boy just messaged me his vault value at 233,000. Floor value up 50K in a week. Oh my God, that's bananas. That's insane. And this is what it takes when you have people like I've had a couple people message me like, hey, why is my timeline all about Veve? And why am I seeing titles on your page like Veve's OMI's up this much? And I need to get like a specific response saved in my notes, and I could just copy and paste it everywhere. Because if I had a nickel, every time I'd heard that, I'd have a lot more OMI by now. No, where am I? Oh God, so this one, okay. Spider-Man, Veve Gold logo. That is you. Shout out to Getsy that has reached level 60. And again, I feel like a bunch of people really aren't. They're still not convinced, despite OMI's Medium article coming out like 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was like late January. We're progressing plans around OMI to NFT. It is a high priority focus for us, and we're currently working through details of a confidential partnership. People are saying Visa or MasterCard, that'd be fine. More details will be revealed at a later date. And then improving accessibility of the OMI token is a priority. I'm very curious to see if they go and they say, hey, we're going to have people buy OMI on the web app first before we get exchanges. I would really like to see that. That gets out of circulation. Or maybe I wouldn't. I'm curious to see how it works. Either way, OMI will be taken from circulating supply. It'll go into the Veve app, which it's considered locked up. It's considered staked in the Veve app, and that circulating supply will slowly dwindle. First appearance of Blade is happening. That is happening on Tuesday. We have the Lambo drop on Sunday. That's really good. Veve's been doing, despite their drops being not crazy. Like we haven't had like insane drops. Like, we haven't had like Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z, but they are chugging along. Like the Year of the Dragon, these little guys, they made like 26,000. The stamps also made like 20 something thousand. There aren't too many of these left. They haven't sold out, but they're really really close. There's 43 of the secret rare left. There's got to be like 500 of these, 549. So there's less than 600 of those left. The Rabbids, they're the ones that didn't do so hot, despite it being a one thing set. Only made, all right, what's 1598 minus 932, and then you multiply by 25. So that was only 16 grand, but it's been like 20 something grand on average every time. The X-Men, by the way, that Blade comic is only gonna be 5,000 comics. Really pumped for that. This one didn't make a lot. The X-Men Gold, this made like 15,000. That was a wedding between who's that? Come on. Between Rogue and Gambit, so that didn't make a ton. The Love Stamps, I think, sold out. Yeah, that was great. That made him like almost 40 grand, which I feel like the Dragon Stamps would have been better, but maybe it was just too much Dragon in too much time. We did have other Dragon Stamps today, and those stamps be at, oh, those sold out too. Mother flapper. Okay. All right, let's do this math here. All right, so let's say 598. We'll do back of the napkin math. So 600, 800, figure that's 1,400. And then, okay, 1,400 plus 3,200. Okay, and then the uncommon, 1,800. All right, let's figure, yeah, plus 1,800. I multiply by 6. All right, that was about 38. That was about 40,000 as well. All right, let's move on here before Lori comes. She's late. Individual. Oh no, that's a thing. OMI. Yeah, we have the update on the app. Go do that. SpaceX moved its date of incorporation from Delaware to Texas. Texas is really cool. We have a Blade Premium digital statue coming out on the 24th. We're likely not going to get the. Oh, I don't know. If it's about a week from tomorrow, we might actually get the. We might actually get that Medium article tomorrow to see what that's going to be like. But tomorrow, I'm sorry, Sunday, we have that Lambo drop. I don't know how. I mean, last Lambo drop, it did sell out, but it didn't sell out right away. So there would have been no need to use the MCP points because you would have gotten it in the first like 25 minutes or the first time you went for it. But now there's going to be slightly less editions, and you have something that, the last Lambo drop, I don't think people were expecting to go to $2,000. But let's do it right now. Let's see what it's at. And I think that was a GTO, right? Yeah, it was definitely. Oh no, it was a 350 GT. The very and yeah, $2,100. It's one sale away from being 2,600, and that is 2,149. So it's 2,150. But the 350 GT, and it's a Lambo. It's going to be great. But when I think Lambo, I kind of don't really think that. That's not the first car that I think of. Like that's what I think of when I think Lambo. Like, ooh, baby. The app update was just minor fixes and improvements. I don't think anything crazy with that. But one day. Play Store. Yep, Play Store. David Yu be retweeting Blade, saying Blade, I'm not human. He is not. He is half vamp. Shout out to Beansprout, Bilby, and Chris Peak for winning this round's Discord giveaway sweepstakes. I don't know what they won. Deadpool, and so Comics and Crypto had posted with Deadpool and Wolverine coming to theaters on 26 July 2024, the same weekend of San Diego Comic-Con. What better time than to release Incredible Hulk number 181? That'd be the first appearance of Wolverine. That would be great. There's actually a group of people that want to go see Deadpool at or during San Diego Comic-Con, like on Thursday or Friday night. I think that'd be great. If I go to that, I'll probably go. But I'm not 100% sure I'll go. We'll see. Shout out to Brock McBlockchain and the Feeshes. Got one of these guys. It's a little DJ Octo. He's my little guy. Haven't introduced him to Dasha yet. Keep y'all posted. My boy's been buying a lot of Ethereum lately, some of which get a little bit OMI, some of which not. I haven't really seen too many futters out there. It has been Very nice. Yeah, what up, Lori? How's it going?
Hi, Randy.
Do you have a new gaming chair?
I do. It's my new
That
office
looks
chair.
really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have. We were just going over some of the rest of the news here. It's been a nice couple days. OMI's up, vol value's up. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Yeah, it's been feeling. I've been getting that old feeling again, and I just keep hearing crypto rain though, because like now I'm starting to see things go up, which have been down. And now I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should get that. Like, it's so true. It's so true. It's like I can't get it when it's sitting down in the basement, but as soon as it starts to pump, I'm like, I have a couple grand in the vault. It's like I can find the money, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, things are going well, and in the whole market, right? Like, oh, who's that?
Bill Gardner giving the
Oh,
$10 super chat, saying the Queen's in the house.
Bill is so sweet.
We love Bill. Bill's a
We
great
do.
dude.
We do love Bill. Bill's a good guy.
Yeah. I was scrolling comments, and Meg said, "How far behind comments is he?" I haven't actually gotten to the comments yet. So let me go tell her real quick. I haven't gotten to the comments yet. I'll let you know when I do. So that was fun. Anyway, we have you on right now, and we had last time we spoke, we had a stream together. What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. It was good.
We had a little bit of OMI movement at that point. Like it was not at 0055. It was maybe in like double 0007. The sentiment in the last couple days has really shifted. What's been the biggest thing for you? Has it been the vault being like, oh, I could buy this now, or has it been something else?
I think the biggest push, and this is just me thinking, what has pushed me is Bitcoin surging, Ethereum. What is it, over 3 grand yet? Coming up, Cardano's moving. I think just the greater crypto market is moving, and people are starting to get excited, and they're thinking bull run, and they're thinking halving. And I think all that excitement is what's causing, us. Now, there's things that Veve's done as well. I'm not going to take that away, with some of the speculation and some of the, drops, etc. But I think it's just a general crypto bull feel good time, because when you see your money rising, because most of us are in crypto as well, right? I mean, most of the people in Veve are also in crypto. So when you start to see your portfolio just like boom, 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 it's hard not to get excited, So I have seen my portfolio just shoot up in crypto, and it just makes NFT, it just makes everything feel better. So
That feels good.
it feels
you mentioned
good.
It does. You mentioned
No.
crypto rain.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay.
I'll tell you my thing.
He has a thing where he says, I don't like to
Buy when it's high.
I don't like to sell something unless it's in profit, in order to put in something else.
Right.
So are you doing any rebalancing and saying like, okay, I already have profit here, let me take it from here and put it elsewhere? Or you just hold it?
It's really hard. I think it's really hard with Bitcoin to play the game. Now that the spot spot ETFs were approved, and it's like it's not that I don't want to sell it and make money, because William got us in, I don't know, around the 28 mark, which 28, 29, somewhere around there. So it's really hard from the lessons learned. But on the other hand, it's like Bitcoin. I feel like if it was like XRP or Cardano, it would be easier. But when you look at some of the projections for, Bitcoin in 10 years, it's like, why the hell do I want to sell it when they're predicting in 10 years it's going to be like 1.2 million? I mean, not financial advice. It could crash and go to zero, right? But that's the hard part for me right now, because I did invest in very conservative crypto, top 10 bracket. So even the thought of selling it and making a profit, it's like, God, it's like I got 10, I got years before I need it, but I don't know. It's so hard. But Will says he's got points in mind where he's taking profit
Okay.
no matter what. So I'm gonna just let him do that. And kind of the goal is to just always have a Bitcoin for each of us to never leave the wallet. Like
Okay.
that's for that, like in 15 years, if it is worth $2.2 million or something, we're like, all right,
So
we
are you
just
guys do you guys stake the stuff that you'll never sell?
no, it's in most of our money is in an IRA that
Oh,
I
true,
moved.
true.
I had an old sitting around IRA
Yeah.
and I moved it, and I moved half of it, then I moved another 25%, and then I started the most recent crypto run because I moved money, and every time I move money, it takes like 10 days to move it, and by that time it's already gone what I wanted to put it in. So anytime you guys want me to get the crypto bull started, just tell me and I'll put the transfer order in, and then I'll be screwed. But we looked, and I shit you not, it wasn't we looked at the difference, and I know crypto's unfair. We looked at the X we made in crypto in 7 months, and it was like 70, 80, 70%. Okay, which not a 70x, okay,
But
70%. Okay, so for those of you who aren't good in math, put in $100. We know we made 70 cents plus kept our 100. So that's pretty damn good. I shit you not. I looked at my 401k that I left in there, and it was like less than 1%.
take it all out.
Less than 1%. And I'm just like, I'm kicking myself in the ass. I'm like, why didn't I just take the whole damn thing and just move it right into that crypto IRA? Put it where I put it.
Didn't I
Put
tell
it
you to
in
do that? I mean, at the time, we were like pretty bearish on a lot of things, so I understand why you didn't. But
Yeah, but now I'm just like dumbass. And when I showed Will like the number, and he was just like laughing. He's like, "Are you shitting me?" I said, "Has the stock market been doing poorly?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh God." So when I called to ask about my transfer money, um, before I would get like kind of, I don't know, I felt like I'm breaking up. I think I told you this before, like, "Hi, Pete," because they make you talk to them before they'll move your money to prove it's you. So it's
it's
like,
like having mothers listening to like their child's heartbeat before they yeet them out of there.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, "Hi, Pete," and he's like, "Hey, Laura, I saw you wanted to move some money," and I'm like, "Yeah," and it's like this big thing. So after I noticed the profit difference today, and I called because my money's been held up. We tried to get it moved, like, I think we put the order in like 7 days ago. And crypto's done a lot, right? In 7 days. And I called today. I'm like, "Where's my money?" I'm like, "You moved that shit." Like, I didn't. I didn't say it like that, but there was like no fear, no like feeling ashamed because I'm doing the crypto walk of shame. You know what I mean? But
You're
yeah.
like
So
Stewie Griffin asking Brian for his money back.
oh
Where's
yeah,
the
like
money, man?
yeah, like
Where's
the
the money?
first time they called me, I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm gonna have to tell my financial advisor that I'm getting into crypto and I know what he's gonna say." And I'm like, "Oh, you know what I mean?" Like it's like telling your doctor you smoke. You know what I mean? Like I was like so scared. And then today I'm like, "You know what? No, like where's my money?" And they're like, "Okay, well, I'm like, let them know when this transfer order comes through, I'm good." And she's like, "Okay, I'll tell the office." But like before it was just like, yeah, yeah, I felt like I was doing something very bad. Um, and Will every day was like, "Call him and see where the money is." And I'm like, "I will." And then like, "Oh, they were off today. It was, it was a holiday. It was a banking holiday."
Like that.
Because I didn't want to make that call. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. But today I'm like, look, I made I made 70% versus like 0.01. I mean, literally, it was like 0.01. It was so bad when I split it. So, yeah, I had no problems today.
There's yeah, I feel really bad for people that kind of believe like that lie from politicians for so long, like, oh, Bitcoin's only used for drug laundering, drug money, and much. And then like these people that don't do anything but like watch the news because they're old, they're like, oh my God, how horrible. And then now like Elizabeth Warren, I was just going over, she
Yep.
literally like flew
Yep.
that flag for Satoshi. It's like,
Yeah.
oh
I love that. I loved seeing that too, by the way.
yeah. We have G Flow saying with more OMI deliveries, is 10 cents bearish? G Flow, that's still my base case for now because everything that's happening is what's gone according to plan. Unless they come out with something that they haven't yet announced, that'll fix that. Then I'll up it. But right now, I'll still say 8 to 10 cents for the base case. But it does feel good though. I don't know what are you thinking?
I think I would be freaking ecstatic with 2 cents because that would be like what, like a 20x, if not more. Like that's amazing, I mean, but you could also 20x the opposite way, which I know. So,
No.
um, but yeah, I'm so excited. I still believe time. Digital collectibles need time. Um, I still believe we have a little bit of time, but hopefully, OMI will go along with the rest of the crypto this time and see some increase.
Yeah.
But when it's really known, right? Like when people really know, and if it really comes to fruition, and digital collectibles are a thing, and comics are the way to go, 10 cents is going to be a joke. But I don't think that's necessarily 2 years. But I think
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I always, or not always, but I'd mentioned like, oh, by 2029, 2030, you could reach $1.
Yeah.
And that's 6 years away now. And I feel like once we get like to 10 cents, the dollar will, oh, all right, then yeah, the dollar will make sense, in the next bowl. But let's get through this one first.
Okay, absolutely. But that's speculation. But Veve really has. I know people all have opinions about they did this, they did that, but really, I'm still very happy with their progress in this time. And I can imagine a world where I have my Apple sunglasses on and I'm at Disney World and I could do things and I'm trading things and I'm renting. I still see that possible. I just don't expect it, I think, like other people to happen quickly,
Right.
So
I was going, let me find the numbers. It was probably a couple of weeks ago when I read them.
yeah.
The amount, and you might have seen it, because I feel like I've talked about this a couple times. It was when you had the numbers for the amount of millionaires there are right now versus 5 years ago. Have you seen that statistic yet?
I haven't. What's it say? Although a million isn't worth what it was 5 years ago at all. So
That is very true. That is, well, I'll find it and then I'll get it back to you. It shouldn't. It might have been weeks ago that I'd actually posted about. I guess it was before Disney came out with their epic metaverse tease. Have we talked about that yet?
I think we talked a little bit about it. No, I don't think we have. I don't think
Oh
we
yeah,
have.
it came out
You know
after
what?
we had
Will
seen
talked
it.
about it last week or this week when he
Oh yeah,
filled
around the
in for
Comic
me.
He did a good job.
Yeah, he's such a passionate man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, did I did I do okay? He's like, that's really, it's nervous your first time. I'm like, oh shit, it's nervous. But yeah, he did a good job. But no, you and I haven't really talked about it. But I share his sentiment. Um, I think it's bullish, and I can see, well, yeah, you have this and you have this, but if Veve's not integrated somehow, um, I would be. I mean, I would be shocked. Why would they put effort and money and community and Grails upon Grails upon Grails. You just keep pumping it into and just say, you know what? The hell with your community. The hell, we don't need those we're not going to use them for anything. Just let them die. We don't want perpetual recurring income forever. Why would we want that as Disney?
Yeah.
Silly. Like, to me, that would be the good business sense. I mean, why wouldn't you want to keep those assets making money and start over again? It just seems illogical. But stranger things have happened. But to me, I am 98% convinced that Veve will have some sort of role. Now, to what extent? I'd bet dollars to donuts right now, Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, same. I would get that's almost my same prediction, like 97, 98% that they are connected in some way. I'm very curious to see what that would be though. Like maybe if you have like an X-Wing collectible, you can use the X-Wing skin. But in Fortnite, to my knowledge, I don't think there's really vehicles in there. I mean, there might be, but for most part, it's weapons and it's skins. Like, have you played or has Max played Fortnite?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, is there vehicles in there?
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I could ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him about that. He might be watching. He might comment. We'll get to his comment in like 30 minutes. Did he tell you? You guys were in my dream the other night.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. He did tell me that we were in your dream. I can't remember what we were doing in your dream.
Yeah, let me find it. It was and it was. I didn't get a chance to mess with him today. Actually, in my dream last night too. I don't know why you're all in my dream so much. All right, huh? It is from a few. All right, so saying me and a buddy of mine had come back from grocery shopping, and you had made him come to help us put the groceries away, but we only had like a mini fridge and a microwave.
Okay, I made Max help or your buddy?
No, you made Max help.
Okay.
But like there wasn't like I guess you're just like, oh, go be nice and go like, but like we didn't need help anyway. It was
okay.
I guess the house that we were all at, we were renting in France, and we only had like 8 hours left there before we had to leave the country. We were going to leave for Germany, so I don't know why we got all the food, but anyway, I told y'all I met this really cool chick that invited me to England. But I said I was traveling with friends. I had to ask if you guys can come along, and she said yes. So then I asked you if we could all go to England for a day. Also, your name was Julie, and I don't know why. Yeah, well, you were like you looked like yourself, but your name was Julie.
Sweet. Okay.
But anyway, but me and Max had to beat this video game first, and in order to play the video game, he had to like change into a tux. I don't know why. I think that's just one of his things that he had to do. But Dream Logic was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
It was like a Mario Kart game on Super Nintendo, but it was just different. And then that was the dream. That was
all right. Well, maybe next year we could do some of that. Maybe we could at least go to France.
Yeah.
Guido and his timeshare.
DC, not the Designer Con Vegas later this year. Are we all trying to do that?
Oh, I'll go to Vegas this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. I love going to Vegas. I'll go to Vegas anytime. I didn't know. Wait, is that before DCon or is DCon?
Well, that is DCon. DCon is in Vegas this year.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, okay. I thought it was always in Anaheim because William mentioned that too, and I was like,
it always is, but this year is just different. I don't know why.
Wait, it's always in Anaheim, but this year they moved it to Vegas.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Not 100% sure why, but that's what they did.
When is it? Is it late November or early December or something?
Let me see. I got it on my calendar. Let's check. Or maybe I don't have it in my calendar. I don't know. All I know is that I'm going to miss the When We Were Young tour because they're in Vegas because they're doing it at the same time as New York Comic Con. So I'm going to miss that. I don't know when the Designer Con is. I'll let you guys know though. I'll look it up.
Yeah, we'll definitely go to Vegas. I mean, that's a no-brainer, you know.
Yeah, cool beans.
Yeah. Are you going to are you planning on New York? Well,
oh yeah. New York's a definite. San Diego, I'm not sure yet. Depends where OMI is at that time. Because like it's nice that everything's up a lot, and I feel like going A, but I think by July it'll probably be. I think spending a couple grand will probably be fine. That's not a huge deal.
Yeah, we're thinking what we'll we'll head to we'll definitely head to Vegas, and we'll probably make it. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll make it to New York. I think Will already has all those, those days taken off.
Oh, nice.
So we're good for that. But oh, absolutely Vegas. The only thing is I went to Anaheim and I made the mistake of flying Spirit.
Okay.
Never again.
Did they lose your bags?
I hated it. No, but it was like, okay, so I do pack a lot because I had like Queen Veve stuff and crowns and jeans, and what if it's cold and you got this jacket but these heels? Like I did have a lot. Now, granted, I did have a lot for like a 4-day trip, but I think our luggage was like the price of one of the tickets.
Oh my God.
And we only had like a bag each and then a carry-on, but it couldn't be a carry-on. They charge you for the carry-ons too. So like by the time it was all said and done, I'm like, yeah, I got the tickets for like, I don't know, $400. But like our baggage fee was like $371. And I'm like, no, never again. I'll go Delta. I get my rewards that way. So yeah, it was rough. And I just, no Spirit. So, and even Will was like, never again will we fly Spirit. I'm like, okay. I totally, because it was like sticker shock. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I'm like, what? Yeah, it was really. So then I started seeing these other people from Decon like telling me that the same thing happened to them, but the tricks they did to try to circumvent the price and stuff. And they're like, no, you say you're checking your bag, but then you don't, and then you stuff one bag into two, and it's cheaper to just throw a suitcase away. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
My God. Throw a suitcase, throw a whole ass suitcase away.
Like right. you take a big one there, and then they realized it was cheaper to just like throw one away and get 2 smaller ones, like get 2 duffel bags, and like how you can rig the I don't know. It was cheaper for them to throw the big luggage bag away and get like some duffel bags and shove all their stuff in, and that replaced like the whole suitcase and saved them $100. I'm like,
oh man.
Okay. So anyways, so yeah, we'll probably be at New York. Definitely Las Vegas. I just love Las Vegas. So definitely do that.
Heck yeah. My boy is just like, hey, you're coming to San Diego. I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to San Diego. I told him we'll get him drunk on San Diego juice. Really good.
Yeah, the tickets aren't they really hard to get for Comic-Con San Diego?
Yeah, you have to buy them like online. You have to scalp them or you have to buy them from like the people that are selling them because they okay. And this is why I was never too concerned about bots on Veve because you can't get the tickets. It's botted out, and then whenever the people that use the bots get them, they sell them on like StubHub, they sell them on eBay, sell them on other places, and.
But I thought you couldn't do that because I remember buying our New York Comic-Con, and there was like this big thing that said, you can't do this, and if you're caught, your ticket will be voided, and like you'll never be allowed enough. Is that all just like bullshit?
If they catch you, I feel like the security guards, whoever that are paid to try to look at that, they probably don't care.
I got you.
Yeah, there's no way they would have that. I mean, I've been buying from those people for like for years, and I've never had an issue. So granted, I don't.
Does your badge say like John Doe? Like, does your badge like have a totally different name?
Yeah, the badge will be different. Some badges don't even say the name. But yeah, the badge will be different if it's Gotcha.
Okay. All right, and they don't crack down on that.
No, I haven't seen them. It's just like, hey, scan the badge. Okay, you're good. Like I've never had to have an ID or anything.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, even when I had like the one time I was like nervous about it. I was wearing this skin tight Deadpool suit, and I was like, oh, if they ask me for my ID, I could just tell them I left my wallet. Like, where do you think I have my wallet, guy? But he didn't ask, so it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, you make a really good point there. Like it's like McDonald's or something. Like whenever you're like, I don't know, can I get a small drink or something. Like after you order something and you forget something, and they just like hand you the cup. They're like, they don't pay me enough to give a shit, or like I'll see the people like with the water glasses getting a Coke, and I know the people see the people with the water getting, and they don't care. Like,
Yeah.
They're not going to go, over that. So yeah, you're probably right. They probably just don't care enough.
I used to love working at a tropical smooth. Like there's two different types of pages on Reddit. Well, there's a bunch of different types, but one is called like malicious compliance, is where somebody makes up a stupid rule and you maliciously comply to it. And then there's a page called delicious compliance, where somebody asks for like extra whatever and you load them up. So this one woman asked for like more turbinado that we put in like our drink, so like more sugar.
Mhm.
And she had us remake the recipe like 3 times. So I was like, at one point, and I was shift lead, I was like, I got this. I must have put like 6 times the amount of sugar in her drink. And I was like, she's either going to be happy or she's going to get diabetes. Like, and then she's like, this is good. I was like, all right, you're welcome. That was a lot of
makes sense,
sugar.
though. I never thought of that, because there's sometimes, I like extra. If I like it, I want extra ketchup, extra. Just give me extra, especially condiments. And McDonald's, I'll get my hamburgers with extra ketchup and onion. And there are times when it's that exactly what you said. It will be so, and I'm like, they think they're pissing me off. This is perfect. Like there's ketchup everywhere and onions like all over the place. I'm like, this is good. So I never realized there was that delicious compliance.
Yeah, I always like to be like that. I strive to be that if I ever work in, not that I'll work fast food again, but if I ever have any type of thing again, it'll be fun. Smarty Pants having over 4 million MCP points. How many do you have?
I have 788 or something like that, and Will has 1.7, 1.6.
Nice. And you guys got a lot.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you first and reposted it and took fire. Okay, so did you post yesterday Veve Digital Collectibles? Did you see it was trending?
Oh, the hashtag Veve. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I did see that.
I guess Colshire9 tweeted it first, and then Johnny Dunn reposted it. And then after that, I guess Johnny Dunn was the catalyst, and everyone reposted it after.
I love Johnny. He's he's a good guy. I like him. He's very cool. He's a great guest. He's just so like you should bring him on again. He's just so chill and so fun to talk to. I always enjoy my talks with Johnny.
It's great. Yeah.
What power though, right?
Yeah.
Like this community, you tell them to do something, or you ask them to do something, and they'll do it.
Yeah. I feel, and this was something that just happened organically. It wasn't like a planned thing. I feel like if we really plan it, and we have like 5,000 people go in and post like 3 things at once, like it gains traction really quickly. We should probably do that at some point.
Yeah, really plan it, and we should just like try to like let's break X. Like let's have we should have like a campaign where we just kind of like push it, get all the channels to push it, and just have like 3 days of constant,
I'm game.
assault.
Let's do it.
I mean, I know people would do it.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Like I didn't even know what was going on, and I still did it. It was great. Fun to be a part of something. Happy to be included. OMI says, did we ever find out what the expiry was, Randy? David had mentioned a few months back regarding OMI. Whatever it was, they've been starting to talk about it a lot. I don't know exactly those details. Do we know?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right. Whatever it is, it's good. It's over. We're on the move. You're ready for the wave, Chop. Thank you, Maxwell, for the $2 super chat. Got 120 million OMI. Congrats on you,
Maxwell.
Jordan Riz. Then let's go. Yeah, we're all having a great time here, Jordan.
Jordan, I'm so sorry I had to cancel on you. I'm glad William did you well. That didn't sound good. I'm glad William did well for you.
Yeah, it was great. You feeling better?
Yeah. I am. I don't know what was going on with me, but my cat's sick now, so I don't know. Like she's sneezing and her eyes running. So I don't know.
The only thing that's really interspecies connected that
Oh, you're a
mostly your
vet
cat.
tech. You can help. You can help me. I
Yeah,
forgot.
I mean,
Yeah.
leptospirosis is really the only thing that I know of that can transfer, but
Okay.
it's easier for us to get it from animals than animals to give it to us. But I mean, it's possible. Um, has your cat gone on outside recently?
No, but we do let a visitor cat come in. Um,
That's fine. I mean, generally, it's
but
just if
he's
you
not
get it
sick,
from like,
and he's here. He's always here, but he comes in and he comes out. He's like the neighborhood cat, but he likes our house the most because we have the best food, and we give him soft food, and I give him treats all the time. But she's just like all of a sudden she's sneezing and she's like, and like she's shaking her head, all the time because I had to put a bell on her because she's a predator. So I have to
yeah,
give the other cats warning. I think I might have told you that. I have to give the other cats warning, so I put a little bell on her. But she just like she's shaking her head and then her eyes running. And I'm like, do I take her to the vet? Do I not? And I'm thinking of maybe vet online because get her in her car and she's so scared and she poops. Uh,
I mean,
so,
you could have.
you know,
I mean, there's some vets that still make house calls. I mean, it's actually gaining a resurgence.
see, that's great. But
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any around my area. But yeah, I'm hoping it's just like an upper respiratory thing that doesn't need antibiotics. But if I had to guess, but yeah, her eyes running and she just has these sneezing coughs and she gets all like snozzly. So I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully it's something that it's. I mean, if it persists for the next couple of days, then yeah, take her to the vet. Gotta unfortunately deal with the
But
poop
yes,
and.
I'm better. I'm
Oh,
better.
okay, cool. Yeah, get that toast wings. We've had a real Mbaku. We've had a really big. I know you said you had a couple of things that you were looking to buy now. Now things are moving. Is there anything you're looking to sell, or is it like nah? Instead of putting more money in, would you sell one thing to get another?
Anything that I would want to sell wouldn't be worth selling
Yeah.
at this point. I know Will told me the other day he thought about selling Secret Rare Spidey, like number one, and doing a Randy and putting it in OMI. And I'm like, no. I'm like, when Randy did it was 50K. He's like, oh.
Well, Omi was also like
I'm like,
double zero
don't
something.
foster
So
it. Don't be a foster. I'm like, did Foster get his back? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, good.
yeah,
I'm glad.
I don't know what it went down to before he got it, but he did. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I see the ones that I'm liking moving. I think everyone, but like that's the worst part. You start to see it moving, and then you're like, you want it more.
Yeah, it
I don't know.
happens.
I don't know.
But nothing you've gotten yet, right? Like you haven't gone on and purchased anything as of yet.
No, and I had the greatest feeling. Sometimes do you ever just get a premonition that you're gonna just kick ass on a drop or something? Like, do you ever get that premonition and it comes true? Like, I'm a
Uh,
premonition person, okay? So I woke up on Love Stamp Day. Was that actually Valentine's Day? And
yeah.
I'm like, we're gonna do really well today. And damn it, it's stamps. I'm like, and I just had a feeling. So get this. So Will and I both got the 1, 2. Wow. Who was that?
Comic Z06, and get that bread.
Wow. How nice. That just really popped up. Will and I both got a 1, 2, 3 mint. He got the secret rare mint. I got the uncommon mint of the love stamp. Um, I also got a secret. So basically, here's how mine boiled down. I sold my uncommon pretty cheap, probably, and maybe not though. I don't think it was for $33. For what I put in, I ended up with the entire set, and I paid $1 for the entire set. By the time I was all said and done, because I got a secret, I got an ultra rare. Then I got a couple other, I sold a couple times and made back the money and then, spun again. But when it was all said and done, after I sold my 1, 2, 3 for $33, I had the whole set for $1. So to me, like, that was awesome. You know, William ended up with the whole set in like, I don't know, $60. He sold his 1, 2, 3. Like, it was so funny. He's like, I'm just gonna put 123. And like, he's like, I don't know if that's too high or what. And like before, he's like, oh, wait a minute, it's gone. So it was gone. That secret rare 1, 2, 3 was gone like immediately. So he did a little bit better than mine. He ended up, then he went back and bought the secret off the floor for the set. But he ended up like plus 50 or 60 in the whole set or whatever. So we had a really good day with the stamps. I wish. And what are the odds, do you think, of one household getting the 1, 2, 3? Like those odds have to be incredible.
That's got to be astronomical. Yeah.
Yeah, we both got it. So why couldn't it have waited for the Countach? Or like that's what's going to happen. Like I'm going to not get picked for that one. So I spent all my luck on Valentine's Day, I feel. Nicholas got a double digit, and I got a double digit. He got a 58. Sweet. He got a mint 58, and I got a mint 81. Like nothing could go wrong for us that day. So we're spent.
There's one guy on Facebook that over the year of the dragon, the first 3 that came out, where there's the stamp, the gold dragon, and something else. He got 3 secret rares, like a secret rare on each of them. I was like, just that gold dragon, making like, what is that? I think it's like 550 right now, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go and get that. I was like, oh, that was nice. I'm hoping we get that tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Sunday when we get that secret rare Lambo. That's gonna be worth probably $1,500.
That's what I was thinking.
JP Trees says, who's got the next super chat? With all these gains you could throw in on these super chats. Oh, don't forget about partner Epico. I guess Tree's got some Epico token. I don't know how it's doing, but yeah, it's true. I remember last time just getting drunk a lot and then just super chatting people random stuff like while they were streaming.
You used to get drunk and people used to super chat you a lot of stuff.
Yes, that did happen as well.
I remember just being on streams when someone, who was it? Someone gave you, at the time, it was an ultra rare stamp, the first stamps, the Day of the Dead stamp. It was worth like $900. And you're like, oh my God, like someone just gave Randy a $900 stamp. You remember that?
Yeah, that was when transfers were on. People would, I'd gotten one of the.
You didn't ask nothing. It's just you're like, thank you. How nice.
Yeah, like that was wild. Oh God, people were sad. I remember getting $5,000 worth of NFTs to be on my freezer. That was insane.
Oh, I paid you a couple NFTs to
be on the fridge. Yeah.
Ironically, I remember thinking all the greats were up there at the time, all the good people, and I thought, you know what, Cavell should go up there. Cavell's a good.
Oh, you paid for him, right?
I paid for Cavell, and I offered to pay for MC1 because I thought he was a good up and comer for the community, and he said, "No, thank you. I don't know who you are." And I'm like, "All right."
Oh.
He's like, in his nice Canadian way, he's like, "Cheers," and I'm like,
"Oh, not MC1, my collectibles."
My collectibles. Because, you were really being watched a lot, and, it was just good to just I thought it was really good. I wasn't Queen Veve at the time. I was just, in the background. Yeah. And I thought it was good to go on there and promote other people who are promoting Veve. And I thought it was creative, with your fridge. And I'm like, this guy, I like him. He's got a fun personality. And he's like, "No, thank you. Cheers." And then I think we put Cavell up there. I'm like, Cavell does a lot. Let's put Cavell up there. And then I don't know. I think I put one more person up. I can't remember. But every time I talk to my collectibles, I bring that up to him, and he's That's like when he had like 70 followers, too, by the way.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's so
yeah,
strange.
it was like he was brand new.
Thanks, Connor, for $2 super sticker. Everything means a lot. Do you know the game Ticket to Ride?
No, I know the song.
Oh, it's a good song. There's a game. It's a board game, and you're like this train. You're not even a train conductor. You just have to build the longest railway, like in the U.S. or in Europe or whatever. Been playing that
Okay.
with a couple friends, and he's like, "You should live." I don't know if anyone would watch if I live stream Ticket to Ride. I don't know if anyone would watch. It's a board game, and it's like I feel like it's not very like it's not that entertaining to watch, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do
I
that.
wouldn't watch you play a board game.
Okay.
But I do know kids watch other kids to play games, which
Yeah.
seems crazy, but I guess if they're trying to learn how to play the game, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I don't get watching other. I'm not a game voyeur. I'm more of a game doer. You
I
know.
thought you were going to say Game Girler, and I thought that would have been hysterical.
No, I wasn't gonna say like no.
Megan saying Ticket to Ride and raise money and $500 for Chavez to shave his face.
That was the other
I
thing.
know she
Is
posted that like an hour ago, and now that I finally said it, she's screaming. Um, I don't. I mean, 500 is a lot. I don't know if I would need 500.
Randy.
Yeah,
Randy, didn't you shave an eyebrow? What?
I shaved both my eyebrows. Yeah, because it was I was on Lucy, and me and Kobe collects was just like, hey, let's Randy, how much to get you to shave your eyebrows? And I don't know, like $500. And then he super chats the first 50. I was like, oh God, it's gonna happen. And then it happened.
Did
But
you
I
just go around eyebrowless, or did you paint them on?
no, I had to. I don't even know if I had to, but I couldn't shave like that night because I had that acting gig like the next day, and I couldn't like show up to set with no eyebrows. So I had to tell like guys, I'll shave as soon as I get back, I promise. And I did. And what I wound up doing was getting the eyebrow it's like liquid tattoos, but you put it on your face.
Uh huh.
Like you put it. So I try and do that, and I've never done this before. So like, my eyebrows obviously over here. I put the eyebrow like way too high, and I was like, oh man, it's too high. Let me wipe this off. And then I'm trying to wipe it off, like, oh my god, it won't come off. Oh my god, it won't come off. So I'm like freaking out. So I had to like scrub really hard, and I scrubbed some of the skin off, and eventually it came off. And then I guess so for me, my eyebrows are thicker at the ends over here, and I guess most people's are thicker at the
Yes.
beginning of the bridge of their nose.
Yes.
So I was putting them. I was gonna put them on with a thick part goes on your nose, and then thankfully Veve Magic's like, Randy, you have to listen to me. The thick part goes on, or I was doing it the other way. And like the thick part goes on the thing. I was like, well, and then I had them on for like a week, and then they washed off, and it was so confusing. I just never did it again. So yeah.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm not going to shave my head for 2,000 though. That would have to take. That's like even though that's definitely worth it. I can't. It was much better when OMI was 00055. I would have done it for maybe 4K. Now I don't think I can do that. What about you, Lori? How much would it take for you to go GI Jane?
Ooh. 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 That'd be tough. That would probably take. I think that would probably take. Ooh, 50.
50 grand?
Yeah, I wouldn't shave my head for less than that. No
I,
way.
I mean, there's no rules saying that you can't shave it then immediately put on a wig.
People always okay. So I can't see very well, right? So it's hard for me to see like things that other people notice right away. So I'll be like, I'll see something and I'll be like, wow, her hair's beautiful. And, Will or something will be like, well, that's a wig. Like that's clearly a wig. So I don't know. I mean, I think, I don't know. I feel like most people know when it's a wig, and then they make fun of people, unless they have to for like cancer or something. Then they don't. But I mean,
Yeah.
people just do it, to make their hair look longer. That's where I think people are like, like, no, I don't know. Maybe it's just cheap wigs. I don't know. I worked with a girl who would cut her hair like every couple years, and she donated to cancer patients, which was like amazingly sweet.
Yeah.
Mine just doesn't grow fast. Like, it just doesn't grow fast enough. Like, I think I cut it one time when I was young, like when like the bob was in, like when you start short and then it like went down like that, and it just took me so long to grow it back. So that would be why it would be so much. And I don't look good in short. I don't. I'm not I don't look good in short hair.
Yeah, I feel like you have to be a certain like how Halle Berry pulls it off,
Oh,
the short
God.
hair. Yeah. But I had to go back in time, like how many people actually, pull off short hair? I don't know.
It's hard, and yeah, it is, and like you have to have the right face, and it's got to be, like, I don't know, just not too many people can pull it off. So no, I don't think I would shave my head. No.
Sometimes I have like a filter thing where it doesn't really work. The worst time is with my friend. Well, I'll say that for a minute, but my friend Julie cut her hair short one day, and she just looked like a surfer dude. So I told her, "You look like a
You didn't
surfer
tell her
dude."
that, did you?
Yeah, she got mad at me. That wasn't the worst one though. The worst one was. Do you know the rapper Lil Nas X?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so remember like 2 years ago when he like got a boob job and he, came out with boobs. I called up my friend Kara and I said like, Lil Nas X has better boobs than you, and then I hung up. Um, and she didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks. But yeah, that was.
Well, at
Apologies
least
if I
you're
ever do
honest. I mean, at least you're honest, right?
that. It was fun. It was a good time. Nathan has my average is 00178. Do I DCA? I mean, my DCA is like double what yours is, and I'll still dollar cost average. But what is your DCA, Lori?
I don't know. Will would know all that.
Okay.
I just give him the money, and he just does it. Randy, he doesn't even tell me. Like, all of a sudden, we had like, I don't know, we had like 12 million OMI, which, okay, fine, 12 million OMI. And then, like, next thing I know, he's like, oh, we have like 23. I'm like, what? Yeah. So he just, like, I don't know, he just buys things.
Ernie Mal is saying, here's $50 for Lori to buy a new shirt. Pittsburgh sports teams hard on us Ohio people, especially Browns and Blue Jackets fans. So, Lori, you're gonna yeah, was that?
I can't help. All we do is win.
Yeah, he
I married a Cleveland Browns fan, and we're supposed to be bitter enemies, in the field, but we're not. I was rooting for Cleveland, as long as they're not against each other. He would root for Pittsburgh, I would root for Cleveland.
yeah.
So it's actually been nice. Now Baltimore, I don't like Baltimore. I don't like Baltimore, but I do root for Cleveland as long as they're not playing a Pittsburgh team, 100%. So
That's fair. Yeah, he's a big Buckeyes fan. He's
oh yeah,
for the
so is
football.
Will. So
Yeah.
is
They'll get along. They'll meet in San Diego, I guess.
Oh yeah, Will loves Cleveland. I mean, I never understood how heartbreaking it was with being a Cleveland fan, because we're so spoiled. Like, I saw a clip the other day. So Mike Tomlin, he's the coach, he's the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And the clip was, he's played 256 regular games.
Wow.
How many of those games, or he's coached, do you think they were not in playoff contention? Like,
that they were not, and he's put. So how many games a season?
Playing for the possibility to still be in a playoff game.
How many games per season again? What was 16?
200 well, now there's 17, but there were 16 for the longest time. Now there's 17.
All right.
So
So
he coached 256 regular season games.
So let's say 16 seasons. If it was 16 weeks, 16 weeks per season, figure how many games were they?
Well, like, let me just explain though, because I know, like, let's just say a team is mathematically eliminated on week 13, right?
Okay.
They don't have anything. Like, if you're 0-13, you're not making it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the next 3 games don't count for you, whatever, the next 4. So that's what I'm talking about. How many games have Pittsburgh played where they weren't in it? Now, granted, someone else might have had to lose, but they were still playing.
Yeah. Figure, let's say they just had, I don't know, 3 losing seasons. Or it's probably gonna be higher, but let's say 3. I don't know. Let's say like 20 games, or they're not.
1.
Oh my God.
1 game. They had nothing to play for. 1 game.
Oh.
So, watching Cleveland, I get it. And then when I saw they hadn't been in the playoffs in, like, I don't know, 20 years or something or whatever, I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry for you, because you just get spoiled. Certain areas just get spoiled, right?
Yeah.
Boston, Pittsburgh. Not
Cleveland. I've waited. Not that I'm really big into football anymore, but I've been a Jets fan for, and we just keep getting hecked, man. I just like that makes me hate the game. It's like it's rigged. What is your thoughts on Taylor Swift, and what are your thoughts on the NFL at large and and the conspiracy theories that are out because of that?
Okay, which conspiracy theories with Taylor Swift? You got to tell me.
Oh, okay, all right.
You mean the upside down cross girl and all that?
No, although that's definitely one of them. That was strange, that whole video. Tom Z06 saying Steeler Nation and had 0 losing seasons. Bananas. Anyway, so
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to further crush people. But thanks for putting that out there. Okay, got it. Ready?
So what we have is the theory is that the NFL, which I think they saw an average, I think $300 to $350 million come into the NFL because of Taylor Swift.
Oh, the fake! It was a half a billion. So $100 million. Yeah.
So the theory is that they came to Taylor Swift, who, as of I think a few years ago, had which she never talked politics at all. Most people kind of figured she probably leaned a little bit right because she was a country gal. She went to Marine Ball with someone, but she had come out saying like she was a little bit left. And so the NFL had said, hey, Taylor, and this is obviously pure speculation, this is the theory, pick any guy. And it doesn't matter. Pick any guy that you want and pretend to be his girlfriend and come to the games, and we'll give you $100 million. And Taylor Swift, obviously, I mean, she's already like worth like $1 billion, so she didn't need the money, but probably saw it as like she's very good at calculations, very good at social media, and good at people getting to pay attention to her, and really making Taylor Swift a big name. So she probably thought it was a good idea. And then I don't know if it was Travis Kelce that had a deal with Pfizer, or if it was just him, or if it was like the team. But Pfizer had like a deal with either him specifically or the team, saying like, "Hey, get jabbed, get the get the shot." And then you had Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton both posting on the Super Bowl, like just like we planned it, just like we. And obviously those were troll posts, but they were from the real Twitter accounts. They were from Joe Biden's got like 38 million followers on Twitter, POTUS, and just the memes of saying, "Oh, just like we planned," after they win the Super Bowl. Again, most likely they're troll posts, but man, that's I can understand how people think it was a setup, and I can understand how people think like it's all rigged and it's all fake and Illuminati and all that. But I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
Is it possible? Sure. Do I believe that happened? No. I think usually women with a lot of money that are very successful want a very successful man that also has a lot of money that can match them. And we see time and time again Hollywood, Kardashians, etc., being drawn to a strong, good-looking, winning multi-millionaire that, yeah, not in Taylor Swift league, but there aren't very many men that are. But nonetheless, that's a formidable piece of arm candy.
Yeah.
And gravitas in and of itself, like, so chances are I don't believe in the conspiracy. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, it's possible. I don't rule anything out, but I also think it's very possible that she just wanted to get herself some Kelsey as well.
That's possible too. Yeah, I mean, people want who they want. I remember when I was dating Danielle, I don't know, I think there was like the post went viral somewhere, I forget, and there's like, you can tell what type of girl they are by what Seinfeld character they would date. And I asked her, like, which Seinfeld character would you date? It's like, oh, George, like in a heartbeat, George Costanza. And I was like,
no.
Yeah, I know. I was like, really? It's
No,
like, yeah.
no.
So this made me feel bad because, like, yeah, I like the short, stocky guys. And I was like, me at 5'9", like 200 pounds, like, oh, okay, I see how it is. This is why you date me. And yeah, so I don't know how we got on this. Oh yeah, people are gonna like who they like, and Taylor being like probably the biggest pop star in the world, the biggest star in the world right now, not just as a woman. She's gonna like what she likes, and maybe she likes the furry dude. The guy with the beard.
Madonna dated Jeter. You have Kim. She married the NBA player, and Chloe married like two NBA players, and the running back that Kim date. I mean, you see actresses and attractive women, being with athletes. I don't think it's like so out of the realm that it wouldn't just be, I mean, plus he's he's won Super Bowls. Like, it's not like he's just some, Reggie Hayward was Kim's, right? Was it Hayward?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was Hayward. But I mean, you see that all the time though. So I don't know. What does it matter? I mean, what does it even matter if
on the opposite end of that, Gary Vaynerchuk posted a video the other day talking about Taylor Swift, and he says, listen, what I'm here for is that a lot of fathers and daughters are now spending time together, and now you have, their mom's not going to take them to the next concert, their dad is. It's like, that's a really good thing. So even if the conspiracy was true, and even if like the positive outcomes, like the good consequences from that, I'm very happy about. So just the other way of looking at it.
They should just drop a sex tape.
Tay would never.
Look what you made me do. Look what he made me do.
Oh, that should be the finisher after I can't even say what I'm about to say.
Jacob, I'm sorry.
That would be, oh my God. We have to make a, I can't even say that either. All right, let's wind it back here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, we really got deep into that. I don't even know how. Cleveland sports, was it back from Bill Gardner giving me $50 to go get a new shirt, which I'll take it, Bill.
Dino Dragon over there from Ohio saying he hates the Squealers. It's amazing that OMI could bring us all together. By the way, Squealers still suck. Who they? Oh man, Dino sounds like a hater. He hates the Squealers.
The Squealers. Wow. I don't take that. I actually don't take that as a diss.
Thank you, Bill Gardner, saying he's calling for 30 cents. I would love it if 30 cents were there. Wes saying we won't pass all-time highs. Wes is like the most bearish person I think that has a big stack of OMI. But he'll be happy when he's wrong.
That's okay. But that's okay, Wes. Wes gets pumped up and then down, and then so.
It'll be a good time. All right, so I finally found those statistics, which it took me like an hour. I don't know why it took me so long to find these.
Right.
Oh God, hiccups. All right, so You have 12% of American families that are now millionaires. There are about 16 million American families, which are just over 12%, have wealth exceed. Oh, okay, so it's 16 million American families. Oh, which is just over 12%. All right, that have wealth exceeding a million, which is up from 9.8 million families in 2019. So you have nearly 8 million families that are multimillionaires as well, where their wealth exceeds over 2 million. I think when you have these power couples, like you and Will, or Tina and Rudy, or name another power couple. I'm trying to think. I can't think right now. That they just get a lot of money. What are they going to do with it? Some people will be conservative and they'll buy a house or houses and they'll buy Bitcoin. But
Right.
This is fun, and the community is great, and you get that serotonin dump every time you make a cool purchase. So you get it when you make a purchase. You get it when you post it on X, when people like it and comment it and share it, and then when you post on Instagram or Facebook. I feel like Veve's kind of hacked that system, because you get points for it as well, and then you put on the Veve feed.
Yeah.
How close? And you don't have to say. How close were you guys to having that million net worth, millionaire family, or you're already there?
Well, during last bull run, we were there.
Nice.
We're not too far off of that. I mean, when that's all you're like, that's not just like, oh, I have this in my bank. That's like your 401k and your home and your cars and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're not too far off. I think if Bitcoin has a few more days like it has been, we're getting close. I, like Rain, went through a divorce 4 years ago.
Yeah.
that wiped, that took half of all my, he was a stay-at-home. He stayed at home with Max. So, I lost. Yeah. I would be there. I would be there had it not been for that, but it's okay.
Oh, dude, he was a stay-at-home dad, and he didn't work. He didn't.
No.
Oh, dude, I would have.
He worked the first, I don't know, I'm going to say he worked until about 2003. So we got married in 95. So he worked for like the first 8 years. And then he did have multiple back surgeries. He had like 6 back surgeries. So he wasn't in the best shape. So he did get on disability. And then Max was born in 2007. So just 4 years later. So, while I was going to work, he stayed home with Max, and, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. So, the 401ks and the money, et cetera, was in my name. So I had to turn that over.
Man.
So but it's okay. It's okay.
I feel like I don't know. I would have had a good time just like hanging out with Max during the day. Yo, you want to play video games and eat ice cream?
Well, I had a friend who was a guy friend, and he was higher up there in the corporate world, and middle aged, and he looked at me and he's like, "You're the man." He's like, "You're like the guy in this," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've just never seen this before," because he's used to all his friends, in their 50s and 60s, and their wives saying they had enough, and a lot of people stay together over that, like don't leave their wives and such, because they don't want to lose that money. I
would have never left.
No. Well, you can't do that because they'll make you pay it back. Like, it was all provable assets. Like, you can't just go out and just burn it up.
Yeah.
So it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah.
But we're coming back. We're coming back.
Slow but steady.
We'll get there.
I can't wait.
Not in my traditional IRA where I made 0.01%.
Oh my God, that's horrible. I'm sorry.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. But today I almost went and got the Lambo that's still available at the buy now. Like
No, I'll try to gamble for that.
I don't know. I just, the sentiment is turning, things are going well. It's, yeah, you know,
The
I don't
things I really think will sell out at some point are the Encanto collectibles,
okay.
uh, the Moana collectibles, and then the Marvel Mighties. Those three right now are kind of on my radar. Where I check them every now and then. They'll sell out at some point. There's not a ton of them.
Hmm, interesting. Well, I think yeah, I don't usually, unless it's really worth it. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard when everything's like, they want 70 and it's like 20, 40 and whatever, 99. It's like, for a 1 in 8 chance, do I really want to, you know what I mean? Do I really want to? But it's fun too. I really enjoyed it. I like the hit, the rush.
Same. Do you have I mean, last Lambo sold out, but it didn't sell out right away. It had sold out, I think, after a couple hours.
Yeah.
Um, are you going to do any MCP points on this drop, or are you going to kind of take your chances? Like, people probably won't sell out right away.
That's a good point. I'll probably drop some.
Same. I'll try to do 10. I haven't been able to spend any points yet because when I tried it on the Dragon, I put in 10,000 and you needed like 22. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I did 25, I think. We'll do 26 and we both got it. Um, yeah, I think I will because I think this Lambo might, like you said, I think that if you do happen to get lucky and hit that secret, which is still a gamble, I think it's going to be about 1,500, between 1,500 and
Yeah,
2K.
same.
And then I would sell it, and then I would pick up one of those collectibles that I told you. I think that Will wants.
Yeah.
Um, as sweet as it is, I think I would do that.
Yeah. I don't have any of the super cool. I mean, I have like the one of like 2,500 Aston Martin.
Hmm.
I have, well, I think I have that whole set, the ones that are the lower end, the cheaper ones,
Yeah,
the Ecto ones and the DeLoreans, but I don't have like a super like secret rare Lambo. So I don't know. I might keep it.
I have
Oh,
the one secret, the one that's like 270. I think it's gold. I just really like it. I just really, maybe it's red. I don't know. I don't know which drop it was. Um, but I have one. I have one of the secrets. I don't have the neon green one because that one's expensive. Um, but I do have one. I think it's the red one. I'm pretty sure it is the red one.
I remember when everyone in the gold logo club was matching their gold logos numbers to the gold Lambo numbers. And I was like, oh, I wish I could do that. But the person wanted like 7 grand for the 41 Lambo. I was like, guys, I can't do that.
Well, one of the Lambos, I have a special mint on it, and someone reached out to me, and see, here's where it sucks because I only bought that mint because I knew somebody would want it, and I knew somebody would want it for their set. Then
What
the
mint is
person reaches out, and they're real nice, 456.
it?
It's
Okay. Oh,
it's a 456,
yeah.
and then I'm like, I only bought it knowing it would be valuable later to somebody who was a collector that liked sequences and liked putting numbers together. And, but then it's like, hey, I really need that Lambo for my set. And the floors at 54, it's the red, the old fashioned one, the one with the blue, the one with the light color blue, the most recent drop.
The GT?
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
one that has the powder blue one and the dark blue one. I have the
Yeah.
red one. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't know. Like I felt bad because I bought it for that reason, but you know, it's hard. It's hard to do that. When someone really wants it and they really like collecting. So that's the downside of the community being nice.
That's true. Shout out to Akomi Skywalker, $5 saying Omi needs to be going up somewhat organically now, little by little, day by day. Let's freaking go. Yeah, I agree. It'll keep that up. Something I wanted to talk to you about was we mentioned the MCP points briefly. In an old article, they had mentioned that one OMI or $1 worth of OMI would be equal to one bronze ticket. That's something that they'll likely keep.
Yes.
But how many bronze tickets or how many MCP points do you think would be redeemed for one bronze ticket? Because I've tried to do these calculations and it doesn't make sense, because if you have something like 5,000 MCP points minimum for a drop to bid, then okay, well, how many dollars does that equal? If you have, let's say, $10 of bronze tickets where you would get 500 MCP points per bronze ticket, okay, you have to spend $10 to get that 5,000. That's the minimum amount you need to go for a drop. But then it would only be $2 to become a master collector, because then that would give you 1,000 points. So I don't know how they're going to do that.
But that's assuming they'll integrate the bronze tickets with the MCP.
Yeah, they are in the.
Okay, because I was thinking, would there be like a pool for bronze tickets and a pool for MCP? You know what I mean? Like 30%, 10%. You know what I mean? Like maybe like that instead, because that could work, right? Like if you dedicated 20% to bronze ticket holders and 30% to MCP points, and then 50% to the public. I mean, couldn't you do that, or do they not plan on?
I think it's all just going to be MCP points, but you can,
Okay.
but you can obviously top up the MCP by buying the bronze tickets. Now, obviously, you get those from staking, but the staking really just gives you one poof thing, 4 times per year, once per quarter. But in Q2, they're going to have the bronze tickets to OMI, or OMI to bronze tickets, and then bronze tickets to MCP points. And MCP points.
So they will be a conversion for sure. Like
yes.
One bronze ticket will equal X MCP points. Okay.
Yes, it's possible they go and they might have 2 different types of bronze tickets, where one is that you can only have this type of bronze ticket to pump up your own master collector points, or to become a master collector to pump up your rank.
I got you.
For the day. And then the other one could be for the betting, and then you can have another one for accessories, because you're going to have MCP points to accessory for Veveverse. Did you get an invite, by the way? No. Oh, I'm sorry. They are going to do it where this is the last beta invite where it's just like specialized. They're only given to people that have either a certain amount, or they're vault builders or whatever. The next one after this should be a lot more. I think there was only like a couple hundred people that got invited this time, but there should be like a couple thousand over the next few.
Yeah, I'm not sad. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people much better than me. I mean, I hope that they're doing it strategically. Like I think they did with round 1. They really got the people who they knew would go in there and would test it to fail and would try different shit and would make it look cool as hell. Like all those kind of things. I would be the one that would kind of like go in and like, oh, this is really cool. And then, maybe build a few blocks and then walk, like, you know what I mean? So I hope and I believe that they're trying to really give it to people who, who will really test it and really work it and really design in it. And I'm not that person, and I'm okay with that. So I'm not really sad. I'm not in the, I didn't get an invite. I'm good with that. Let the people that will really get in there and do it and beta test it well do it.
I can't say who it was or what exactly what he was doing or what collectible he used, but he had put in I don't know, like several hundred of his he has several hundred of one specific collectible, and he tried putting that in the home space. Ooh. And then it crashed. Like after like 300 something, it was like Skyrim with the wheels of cheese. Does Max play Skyrim?
I don't think that doesn't sound familiar, but yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that doesn't sound familiar to me.
In the game, you can summon wheels of cheese for whatever reason, and if you have enough money or have enough, whatever, you can summon. So this one person decided, Skyrim has like some of the best graphics, some really cool things. They went into a house and they just summoned like, I think like 1,000 wheels of cheese, starting 1, 2, 3, and then they kept doing it. And then eventually it like forced them out of the house, and then the cheese exploded everywhere. It was really cool to see. It took several hundred wheels of cheese to break the game, but
Okay.
he did it. They couldn't render it like all the graphics fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fun. Oh, I'm sleeping. It's like Randy and the Queen. So the logo has gone up quite a bit.
Yes.
Are you? So you're. I told people if OMI were to go up and the logo stayed down, I'd get another logo, but I don't think I can do that now. What about you guys? Same?
We have 2. We're good.
Nice.
Yeah. I would like Guido's unredeemed logo and card. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he has what is that? He didn't get back to me about the 20th. I texted him before.
I know.
He actually so he texted me. There's I don't know if there's an Ecto one. I can't see it from the back, or like a makeshift Ecto one. But there's a car that says Ghost Hunters, and
Ghost
it has
Hunter.
Ghost Hunters printed on the back.
Okay.
And I was like, you should follow him and show him your Ecto one.
That's a show, isn't it? That's a show, Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. It's on Sci-Fi Channel, I think.
Yeah. Will watches that stuff.
Oh, I love that stuff. That was great.
No, that scares the shit out. I won't. Okay. So we have a window near our bed, and I refuse to sleep under the window. Do you know why?
Because you read that creepypasta of the kid with the window and by the monster in the wall?
Because of Wendigos, which I never knew about Wendigos until Will exposed me to Wendigos that suck your soul out through the window. So now I don't sleep under the window. I'm scared of Wendigos. But Will assures me they're mostly in the Southwest, and it has to be on sacred burial ground. Meantime, I live in a township that is Native American, that I'm probably sleeping on, like, Native Americans that were
a burial ground.
I'm sure. I mean, my town it's named, like, the township is very Native American. Yeah. It was named after an Indian tribe. Well, a Native American tribe. So I don't know about that. So now I don't sleep under windows ever. Also, that's how aliens get you too, I hear. If you're near
that makes sense.
So you'll never find me under a window.
I would love to. I don't care what they needed. I would just love it if aliens had this like technology and they fix my back and they fix my knees and they just like, I would do it. I would do whatever they wanted to do to a human in exchange for new body parts, because I don't know. Like do you have that? Do you have any party like from like your lifting days? Like, my shoulder or my back or whatever.
My right knee is starting. My right knee from sports and sliding and lifting. My right knee is.
Well, if it's just starting at your age, that's really good. You had a really good run there.
Yeah. I mean, I've had ankles always sore and stuff, but my right knee now is just starting to get like shit. And my neck was from a car accident, so that wasn't really sports related. Yeah. Haven't you gone to any doctors though, Randy, to try to like they have all like these knee replacements and stuff I hear are like so much easier, and people are like, my stepfather had one and he is like so sad that he was scared for so long because he feels great. Why aren't you considering?
So I tried this in the military because you do get one elective surgery. I mean, if you actually need the surgery, they'll obviously do it, for free, but you get one elective surgery. And I tried it for just to get snipped. And they said like, no, you're too young. And then I was like, okay, well, if I can't get this, can I, get like the knee surgery, and that could be my elective surgery? And like, you're too young. I was like, but it hurts. I felt like Pumbaa and singing Hakuna Matata, like, and it hurt. Well, my friends wouldn't stand downwind, but you know what I mean. They also military doctors. I probably could go now, military doctors are generally seen as not, they're very low quality. Even at the VA, still very low quality. And it's
So
not bad enough
you
yet.
need to make money. You need to make money on OMI and get insurance.
Well, the first thing is going to get that surgery where they take hair from the back of your head and put it on like the rest of your head. So that's gonna get that done first, and then
Wait,
and
like
then
hair implants? Like
yeah, it's like but it works better if it's your own hair. So they have to like take it from the back and like put it in the not in the back,
okay.
on the front top. So that'll get happen first. Then
I see where your priorities are.
I'm very vain. But it's like you
I
ever see that
can't walk. My hips broke, but I look so good.
All right, so you ever see that episode of SpongeBob where
Whoa.
SpongeBob eats like some rancid like leftover like liver and onions and his breath stinks?
No. But go
Okay,
ahead.
well, he doesn't in the episode. People are just like, ugh, when he like talks to him because he has rancid breath, but he doesn't know that. He just thinks that he's ugly. So Patrick comes over to help him and be like, "You just got to accept it, SpongeBob," because Patrick doesn't have a nose, so he can't smell. So he's like, "You're just ugly, and you've been that way as long as I can remember, but you have to embrace it, SpongeBob." So he goes on the roof and he starts screaming, "I am ugly and I am proud." He does like a Heil Hitler, but that's what he says, like, "I'm ugly and I'm proud."
Right.
And in eventually, when he's hanging out with Patrick, people start to make that face at both of them because they're, his breath still smells, but Patrick can't smell it. So Patrick's thinking, "Oh no, I caught the ugly." And then SpongeBob says, "Listen, Patrick, like, remember, there's power in pride," saying like, "We just went over this. You just helped me with it."
Right.
And he says, "No, SpongeBob, you were always ugly. I was one of the beautiful people." And I feel like that line comes to mind where I talk about like being very vain. I used to have a beautiful, beautiful head of hair. I used to have straight teeth until this guy robbed. I was in a fight one time. It was in a boxing match, and my mouthpiece fell out, and it was like 10 seconds left in the round. Like, I don't need it. And then this one tooth went this way, and so teeth, hair, and then well, I'll lose weight in between. But yeah, those things will get fixed first before before everything else.
All right. I think teeth too. Teeth are important. Yeah, definitely. I know Max. He was like, "You tell me we should like people for who they are, not what." And you're like, he was little, and
Yeah.
you're forcing these, and I got him Invisalign, so he didn't even get the wire ones, and then like now he's like, "Thanks, mom," But at the time he was like, "I should embrace my beauty, I should embrace," and they were like, "Rah," I mean, he had like headgear and everything. Like he had like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't get my lower teeth fixed until I was like 22. And then I made the dumbass mistake, which they tell you, where you have to wear the retainer forever.
Yeah.
That is true.
And then you didn't.
And I didn't. And then they crowded back in. I mean, that's, our jaws are getting smaller because probably we're not like tearing at animals' flesh anymore, where, and our jaws are actually getting smaller and more people. I just saw something on that, more and more crooked teeth because our jaws are actually getting smaller and they can't, hold all our teeth.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, also we tend to take a lot of teeth out as well, like our wisdom teeth. So just years and years of people getting that out.
Yeah.
White Rabbit says, "I only have 3 million OMI. Is enough to make a millionaire." Well, if it gets to 34 cents, then yes. In this next bull market, which that's really high. I am not expecting it to go there. Odds are maybe, I don't know, like 5% chance, maybe 10% chance that it gets there, but that's really, really high. I don't even think that's real. Might be lower percent chance than that. Ernie Mouse says, "I think people are low on where OMI price cap can go to the underestimating token burns in the future. I'm sure there'll be many ways to burn. Only the team know about that will come." That's true. Laura, what do you think about OMI to NFT, OMI to gem, or OMI to bronze tickets? Which one's most important to you and why?
OMI to NFT. Well, OMI to bronze tickets. I'm until that kind of gets worked out. OMI to gem. Oh, that's like double burn. You know what I mean? Like you burn it there, and then you go and you buy it in the store. Yeah, like, oh, I kind of like OMI to gem the best. You want OMI to NFT the most, though, right?
No, I want OMI to gem. Well, because that'll burn.
Yeah, that's I want. Yeah. OMI to gems would be amazing. But I think we'll get there. I mean, I agreed with that last comment. I don't know who made it. It's just future, down the road. Once again, it's not going to happen overnight, but once it starts rolling, it's going to be hard to stop if it starts rolling, I should say.
John says, have I heard of Bitmap, and what are your thoughts in relation to the Weverse? I don't think I know 100% what Bitmap is. Have you heard of that?
I don't know what Bitmap is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry, John. We're not 100% sure.
We're not Bitmappers.
No. Dino says 6 to 10 cents. Cool.
That would be great. Dino, I hope you're right.
Thomas06 matches his gold logo with his gold Lambo Diablo secret rare. Oh, so jealous. It was the Diablo.
That's nice. I'm thinking if I have a castle, though, like, because you might not know this, because you might not have been around every time that it was said, but do you remember David had probably said, David and Dan, like 3 or 4 times, like, imagine you have a house or a castle. Like every time they started talking about like your space, they always had castle in there. Like I feel like they have worked on a castle for us, and that there's going to be a castle 100%. They've just said it every time they were talking. The imagine if you had a, whatever, like you could design your own environment, and castle's always been in there. And I'm just thinking, how cool would it be to just have like outside the castle, just like all the royal cars, So cool. I've been wanting to get like another Aston Martin. I have one, the cheap one, but that's okay. I'm good with that. And then have like the Lambos there, and then eventually like whatever else comes along, like I would love to have like all my cars outside the castle. I think that'd be pretty badass, because I plan on having a castle.
You can actually get the one of 500 Aston Martins for like $1,000 now. Pretty cheap.
Yeah, I saw those today. They were right under 1,000. I looked at it. I did look at it, but I don't know if I need guns to shoot out of my car. I think I'm going to be safe.
That's true.
I'm good. I think I'm good with the $88 one right now.
For the home space, I mean, if we have a home space, we can obviously decorate our homes like we want, but it would make sense that, okay, well, if you have the space, you can buy these skins of land or these skins of houses where you could have a normal 1-story house with like a basement, or you have 2 stories, like, and I think that'd be really great to give people. So like you could buy the more stories you buy, the bigger the house, but it's going to burn OMI. And a lot of people would go and be like, I need to have a building that's at least 9 stories. It's a BoJack Horseman reference, but somebody's going to have the biggest house. Somebody's going to have the biggest thing with the flashiest stuff, and have a lot of whales going and swinging their things, trying to have the biggest one.
Oh yeah.
That would burn a lot.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And what you're going to use it for, I always thought, like, I love Lucky. Okay. Like I love Lucky the rabbit, and Will always talked about like a Lucky club, like, where if you had Lucky, like that was the club. And could you just imagine like designing a badass club, and, people could come into it, like all of us can come into it and have our avatars, and only can you come in with if you have a Lucky, but there's like all of us who are at the Veve part, you know what I mean? Like you get, I don't know, I just, that would be so cool if we were like feeling like we were all together in a club, different parties at your house. Like you could have house parties and like play your stupid board game. Like I would do that. I'd play your game. Like you know what I mean? But we could be hundreds of miles apart now. Now to me, that would be, like
Oh,
have Rudy and Tina over. Like we're having Rudy and Tina over to just shoot the shit and see how, like, come over to the castle tonight. Like,
oh, that sounds like fun.
wouldn't that be fun? Like,
I would love that. Yeah.
wouldn't that be fun? And all our European friends, could come over here or come together. I don't know. I see the future being really cool, but just a little bit down the road. Like I've been experimenting. Like this background is fake, obviously, because I disappear into it. But I've been trying to get my my metaverse feel more in tune.
Yeah.
So like playing with the backgrounds for work instead of the standard blue background, I start putting like little greenhouses behind me, like little different things, just trying to get into that feel of metaverse life. And I like it. Like so far I like it. Like every day I'll show up like on an online meeting. Past couple of days I've been different. Like today you're on the ocean, Laura. That it's just it's been fun. So I'm getting there. I'm getting my metaverse chi up.
So do you have the Apple Vision Pro headset?
I don't, but I should have probably. I always like right now, no, but I could definitely see us getting it. I could also see though a couple versions down the road being a little bit better. You know how the iPhones kind of just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, they got really good.
Really, really good. So sometimes I, purposely just kind of wait a little bit. Like if a new upgrade comes up on an iPhone, I'm not the type that'll just go and rush and get it. I'll say, well, this one's fine. I'll wait because in 2 years, it's going to be 10 times better, or it's going to have, you know what I mean, for the same price. So I'm not the one that needs the newest technology first and right away. I like to just kind of wait a little bit and let it get better and then jump in. So I would say maybe the next iteration, we'll probably get it.
There's so I've seen the videos. Have you seen the videos of people kind of like both playing with it and then also wearing it where they're kind of not supposed to, like walking the street or like driving a Tesla? Or does it worry you that you might get, oh, this is fun, this is like better than real life, this is addicting?
Yes, absolutely. I could totally see that. Yeah, I could see that. I think it could keep people though more social, but more at home too. I mean, obviously, like there's places I told you, I think before we talked, that I really want to go. I would never go in person. I think someone said, don't go to Egypt, you'll get shot. But like, like taking like those kind of like doing those kind of things instead of like actually getting out. I could totally see just being like, why do I have to go to the Louvre? Like I could stand in like, why do I have to go? Why would I want to go to an art gallery if I could throw glasses on and be there? Why would I want to go to a football? Now, some things you're always going to you're going to want to feel the beach. You're going to want to feel the water and things like that. Yes, I could still see people doing, but I could also see a lot more people staying in and experiencing, instead of going to a football game in the freezing cold, in Pittsburgh and watching them in the dead of winter, getting a seat and there, like I think I'm going to pick that one. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point. Yeah. How do you feel about the younger generation using it? Like not even millennial. Well, I guess millennials too, but Gen Z, because you have so another statistic that said if you are born anywhere from the decade of the 40s to the 70s, you're 80 to 90% likely to be married, because you're old enough, like you're most likely in that area where you're married. Where you have a big drop off to, if you were born in the 80s, there's only a 60% chance that you're married, and if you're born in the 90s, there's only a 30% chance that you're married.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, it was who's the study done by?
I mean, at 99, if you were born in 99, you'd be what, 25
Yeah.
right now. That doesn't seem too bad. But if you were
No, but then you could
born in
be
the earlier years, that means you're in your mid 30s.
yeah. I was born in 90. I'm 33, so
Yeah, but I
um,
don't think men have the pressure though either.
that's
To
true.
get married because you guys can continue to do whatever you need to do. But I'm
Yeah.
surprised women. Yeah, I think a lot more women are just waiting, getting their careers, making money, and then having the kid as late as they possibly can without, you know what I mean? Maybe in mid 30s,
Yeah.
uh, mid to late 30s, and then, just having one or two with the environmental impact and just the cost of raising children. So yeah, I guess I believe that. I mean, we're having less and less kids every year, so and women, are being educated just as much as men, in this. So yeah, I I I see it. Um,
Do you think that there's this could exacerbate that problem, and everyone with these headsets now will be even more incentivized to not go and socialize because they can socialize just from their homes? I mean, it's kind of like being like in video games, being on Roblox, but just like on steroids, times 10.
oh yeah, absolutely, I think so, and I think they're going to get more and more uncomfortable with face to face interaction. I mean, you already see it now. With what are
Is
you
that your cat?
doing? Yeah, yeah.
Cutie.
Do you see him?
I think barely for a second on your left side, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's having at it over there in the background. Yeah, Um yeah, I think it's going to be really hard. Face-to-face socialization. I think it's going to get much harder for these I mean, even now it's hard, when I went back into the dating pool 4 years ago, 5 years ago, first place I went was like out to a bar and it was a joke. I'm like, what? It's
oh,
where
what was the dating pool like? Yeah,
at the bar.
yeah.
It was awful. There was like three old men, like
Oh,
70 to 80 with a beer watching the game. And then there were like young kids, like a group of young kids. And it was just like, I'm like, so I'm like, maybe this is a bad bar. Because when I went into this bar 30 years ago, there were like people. I mean, it looked like the Veve party. You know what I mean? Like the New York City party is what I remembered. Music pumping. You couldn't even get by people. Here I could have done I could have done like an Olympic handspring across the bar, and like no one would have even
yeah.
noticed. So then I'm like, oh, maybe it's this bar. Maybe this isn't the good bar anymore. So let's go to this different bar. This bar is like hop, and it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. No, it was
Oh, man.
it was like no one was there. Same
Oof.
thing. So then I looked at my niece. I'm like, I don't understand because she was in her 20s. She was 25. I'm like, what the hell's going on? She's like, we don't go to bars anymore. Like, what do you mean? How do you meet people? She's like, this is how we meet people now. And I'm
Oh,
like,
she did what
she's
the
like, this is
20
how we, yeah, on
Tinder match.
whatever Tinder. She was on Facebook or I'm like, yeah, yeah. So and she's like, that's what we do. That's how people date. That's just what most people do anymore. Either they work with you, work obviously is the thing. But a lot of people working from home these days.
Mm.
How many people are you, meet at work? So yeah, I had to get online and I'm like, oh wait, this is fun. I'm I'm like I
I
remember. Yeah.
I did that in the military in like 2013. The easiest thing was like Plenty of Fish, and it's like, so imagine like how not good Tinder is. Kind of that lower quality. It's free. You don't have to pay for it.
Hmm.
Whereas like if you're on like eHarmony or Match or something where you have to pay for it,
Yep.
it's like an upper echelon of people.
Yes.
So Plenty of Fish is like a step below Tinder,
Oh my god.
and and
Oh,
so I'd get a lot of matches, but where
I
I
think
was
my
in New Jersey,
ex-husband was on Plenty of.
oh, love that. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Um, on Plenty of Fish in 2013, it was in the area in New Jersey I was in, there was a lot of ugly people. Now, granted, it's probably because that's just who I was getting matched with, and but yeah, even still, it's like I guess it's kind of like, oh, cold pizza, it's not as good as warm pizza, but it's still pizza,
It's still
Uh,
pizza. I
yeah.
get that. No, I never went on Tinder or Bumblebee or Fish. No, or Facebook. I went straight to Match. I'm like, if you can't pay $10, like, and you would be amazed um at the difference in like but my niece was younger, at like the men she was dealing with on Facebook, and she's a pretty girl, versus Match. And then as soon as I told her, I'm like, get out of that world, she got on Match. She's been with a guy now for 4 years. So I think just that simple $10, like, it means a lot. Now, I had some very strange people, like I had like one guy that like sent me a picture. He was on his horse, and like some of the things, like I really think I could be like a consultant for people trying to put their profiles together. Like, if you're 50, don't put your Letterman's jacket on. Just don't,
Wait, Letterman's jacket?
like their Letterman's jacket, like or their senior picture with their Letterman's jacket on it.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant. People that are, do they
Oh,
still do that?
oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
For sure. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just trying to think. I kept all the ones, and I was like actually considering like like publishing something, like, things, don't do this, you know what I mean? Like, just don't do these things, because some of them were just so horrible. Like this one guy held up a fish, and the fish wasn't that big, but but the fish was still like it just made him look like he was like 5 foot tall.
Oh.
And he was, but like the fish didn't have, like, it was there were just some strange things. Like I said, then there was this one guy that said, I'm a really funny guy, so he decided to post pictures of being funny, and he had this one shot, and I will find it and I'll have to send it to you, but it looked like his face was like this, and his eyes were wide open, and it looked like someone had come up behind him and just like shoved a cucumber up his butt. Like, that's the look he had. I don't know. There were just so many funny things that I saw, and it didn't care which. The other thing that kind of did bother me though is, like, if you put certain things in there, people didn't care. Like I was like, okay, between like 30 to 50 or whatever I put in as the age. I had like this one 18-year-old kid, he's like, I want to appreciate a woman that knows. Like, I'm like, no, just no. But I gotta give him an A for effort. You know what I mean? Like, he's like,
So
teach
you
me. I
were
will be your mold. Because at first, or you can mold me. I will be your clay. That's what he said. He told me he'd be my clay and I could mold him. And I was like, no. But at first, I was always trying to respond back too. I would always say, like, even if I wasn't interested, I'd say, thank you for the message, but in a nice way. But then eventually I was just like, no, and penis pictures, I was just like, no, just that was an instant, just no, just gone.
I mean, 4 years ago was like my, yeah, I was very much into dating 4 years ago. What was your cutoff? Like, obviously you didn't want anyone that was like 21, but would you date like a 25-year-old?
I think 30. Yeah. Let's see. How old was I then?
I would have been 29.
No, I think I put 30. I think I put 30 to 60. Maybe. I don't know.
Damn. 60, huh? 60. All right.
You never know.
Well, I mean,
you never
I've
know.
been dating older women since I was 19.
Yeah.
So, and I was dating like 30s and 40s. And now I have no issue if she's like early to mid 50s, it's fine to have fun. So I guess when I'm 40, I guess 60 would probably be okay.
Yeah, and if like I knew Sean Connery was on Match, I would have been like 30 to 89,
Oh,
but
dude, like Cher, yeah, dude, and Reba, Cher, Dolly Parton, give me all them, yeah, give me all, yeah.
Dolly Parton, I get Sharon. I don't know. She's a bit gaunt and a little scary to me. I don't know, but I don't know.
Dude, there's this
She
really
scares me a little bit. I feel like Cher would like get the candle wax out and like the flames and stuff. Like I don't know. I think Cher would even maybe have some blood on her vial. Or like I don't know. I don't know. She gives me
yeah,
the dark sex vibes.
there's a so I've had two. Well, there's one chick I dated that like knife play, which was fun. And I had never gotten like really deeply cut or anything. But then my one friend, my friend, we call him Sweet Mate, but the dude Brian that I won't dox him completely. Gave me a call one day, like just like over Skype, and he's like naked in the bathroom, and like there's blood running down. I was like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? He's like, Kara's gone insane. She's had a whole bunch of ketamine. We played knife play, and she nicked an artery. And I was like, oh my god. And she's like let me in there, let me see it. And then like she was banging on the bathroom door. They were in a hotel. I was like, oh god. I was like, so eventually she gets the door open as he like passes out from like loss of blood. And it was like, oh my god. It's like, yeah, we might have overdid it. So eventually she cauterized the wound and he's fine. But yeah, that's
Cauterized the wound. So what? She just like get out her lighter and just.
yeah.
Oh, I knew.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So that was, I've never had that experience, but apparently that actually I went on a couple like a subreddit and then something else. Apparently that actually happens more often than you'd think for people that are into knife play.
Yeah, I'm not into knife play. I'll pass.
I feel like we've gotten way off the rails again, as we often do.
I don't even know how we ended up at knife play.
Wait, so Lori, if we had met on the whatever you want match and you saw I was 29, you would have swiped left?
If you were 20, no, I don't think I would. I think that's just too young.
Oh man.
I think that's too young. I don't even think 30. I think I just put that age range in and I don't know. I mean, I ended up with Will, who was 4
Perfect.
years younger than me. So, and then my husband was 5 years older than me. So, I think
Traded in for a younger model.
yeah.
You did it right.
Yep, I did.
Good. Good. So how do you feel? And I'm saying this as somebody that when I was 19, I was dating a 44-year-old, 45-year-old. She was great. We taught each other a lot of stuff. But there's this whole section of the internet that so Leonardo DiCaprio tends to only date women that are under 25, which is fine when he's in his mid 20s or even late 20s or even early 30s. But now that he's like mid to late 40s, dating a woman under 25 is, I think, fine. But a lot of people are kind of skeeved out by it. What are your thoughts on that? Like the age gaps?
The age gaps, I think they're fine. I mean, I think I was, yeah, I don't, if the people are okay with it. And I think if some of the people realize, okay, like you see Anna Nicole Smith and you see her husband, like he had to know,
Yeah.
he had to know, right? Like he knew she wasn't like, ooh, look at that bald head and that wheelchair. I'm so hot for you. Like he had to know, So, I mean, unless someone is like trying to now there are like men that are probably go after older women that have money and probably actually I do know one that make them feel good and pretty and special and do want their money, and take it and use it, and probably vice versa. Women do it all the time. Younger women do it all the time. What do you expect? But I think it's okay. I mean, if you're a consenting adult, it's fine. That doesn't bother me. I mean, I would have no problem. I would have no problem when I was 25 dating a 50-year-old man. You know,
Yeah.
the problem comes is whenever you are 45 and then you think, thank God, when you see me 70, you know what I mean? Like, what's the couple? Oh, I can see them. They were in, what's her name? He ended up with Michael Douglas
Oh,
and
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
like Catherine Zeta-Jones. Like now you look at them and
Yeah.
like
Now he's old.
she still looks. I mean, she still looks pretty good.
She's still great. She's 50 and fine. Oh,
Yeah.
I love her. Oh.
Well, I haven't seen a picture of her recently. That's why I'm not sure. Because some people age really well, I'm not so much. But like, look at her then, and then like look at Michael Douglas, and I'm like, that's rough. It was all fun when you were 30 and he was 50, but then whenever whenever you have to start changing them and you still look good, and
yeah,
that's when you better love them. You better love them at that point.
I mean, you spend enough time with someone, you're gonna catch feels just in general. I mean, like even like people that like I work with, that there's like no romantic interest. I'm just spend a lot of time with them and you grow attached. I was like, I just love. I don't know. I love people. Now, granted, I'm thinking like military days where we're like trauma bonding, and maybe I'm confusing that. But I don't know. As low as like, oh, they're awesome. Don't want to be like. I feel like T'Challa talking about his dead Black Panther father's like, I'm not ready to be without you. The end of the deployment, or just like, I'm gonna miss you, friend.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you spend a lot of time with someone, I don't want to love them anyway.
Do you watch Reacher?
I've seen a few of the episodes on TikTok, like clips of the episodes, like the first couple of.
I think you'd like it. I like it. There's a lot of like, especially this most recent episode, like he got back with his old people, and even though they hadn't seen each other for years, like what you talked about, like they had gone through so much together that even after like 15 years, they were still all close. Like it was like nothing changed, and they were family again. So that was a good show. I like that. But absolutely, I think you definitely develop bonds with people in the trenches for sure, no doubt.
Good times.
Not that you were in a trench.
No, I was in. There was a lot of sand around me. There was nothing wet for miles, which is mostly fine, except for like in Ramadan, where we obviously none of us were really like celebrating or practicing, but in that country, in Kuwait, in order to be nice or appropriate with the people that were on base, you had to follow the traditions of the people, which is not having anything to drink from sun up to sundown, which is fine, up until it gets to be, like 1:20, and then you're like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then you sneak a canteen. Like,
yeah, I would totally be eating. I don't know. Although I don't know, I like to eat at night. Like I don't eat breakfast. I can't eat. I can't eat until I'm up like 4 or 5 hours. I don't even want to eat. So
good.
I might be okay with Ramadan. I actually might be okay with that. I don't know.
So if you're not, I mean, it seems like you're used to fasting, so that's fine. But if you're not used to it, like when I was younger, I'd eat like every few hours. I would like die. And I get like really irritable, get angry. And then after I did it for a while, now it's fine. I could go like 15, 20 hours and be,
Yeah, I can go a long time. I don't do it on purpose normally. I just, you know what I mean? Like I just, whatever. If I eat early and then I don't eat dinner and then I sleep for 12 hours and then I wake up and go 5 hours, like, is that fasting? Sure.
I'm going to fast tomorrow or tonight. I'll have one more, couple more pieces of toast that I'll make myself after this, but I'm going to not eat. I got a flight tomorrow headed to Ohio and going first class. So I'm going to get, I have all the drinks. So I'm going to not eat until then. And at like 4:30 when I'm up in the air, pounding these Long Island margaritas, whatever they have. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a great one.
Which part are you going to?
Well, going to Dublin, but I'll be flying in. I don't even know what I'm actually flying.
Dublin, Ohio?
Yeah.
I don't know where Dublin, Ohio is. Like middle.
Flying into Columbus.
Oh, okay. It's by Columbus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like an hour and a half away from me.
Oh, nice. Well, I didn't know it was that close. Oh yeah, yes, yeah. The Pittsburgh and that's very fun.
Columbia. Wait, the capital or the wait? We have
No,
Columbus.
Columbus. Let me find this on the map here real quick. Let's go to Google Maps because
Someone
I have
help
that.
us with geography here. Columbus, Ohio is the capital. I think I'm thinking of Columbia.
Is Columbus, Ohio, the capital?
I don't know.
I don't think that's the capital.
I don't know. What's the capital of Ohio?
Here's some information.
Columbus is the capital.
Oh, all right. I'm tripping then.
Yeah, Columbus. No, I was thinking of Columbia. Never mind.
Okay. Can I? Oh, I can't set a GPS from that. Okay, hold on.
Baby.
Columbus, Ohio, to Pittsburgh. To Pittsburgh. It's about 3 hours and 16 minutes, so it's kind of a long way.
Yeah, it's kind of a long way. That's not. Yeah, I was thinking of Columbus. But that's not too bad.
I remember driving to Ohio a couple times when I was younger. Me and my friend Patty would go. We had friends there, and it was about a 12-ish hour drive. And I didn't realize that Pennsylvania was such a long state. Like we'd be driving to Pennsylvania for like 7 hours. It was.
Yeah, if you went all the way across, yeah, I think it's 450 miles across. I think so, but it's a lot of up, and I mean, it's dangerous. Pennsylvania is like dangerous. It is so different. New York's probably the same way, but if you go to Ohio, Michigan, it's like flat and it's all square. Like everything's square. It was all designed like on the grid. Whereas if you go in Pittsburgh, like you could see the road you want to go on, but in order to do that, you have to like cross a river, go through a mountain, up a hill. Like nothing. And there's just so many hairpin turns. It's interesting landscape to drive in. So it's not nice and flat.
There's I remember one part of the trip where it's like, all right, be on this road for 150 miles. Like, oh, okay, cool. And then I was like, all right, what's going to be after this? Like, stay on this road for like 300 miles. Like, So yeah, that was a lot.
It's horrible. It's like when you're on the treadmill and you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. How much did I do? And you look down and it says like 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And you're like, what?
I did that. So 4 years ago today and some change, I had there was something I had to do for like a friend where she wanted to study like my heart rate for something. She's like a crazy scientist lady. Okay. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So she wanted me to get my heart rate up past like 130. And I was like, all right, it shouldn't be too hard. I'll just, run on this treadmill for a little bit. And they said my heart rate, this resting heart rate was in like the low 50s. And my friend had said, what did you say? If I remember, basically she said like, despite him being fat and slow, he's in very good shape. And I was like, oh, thanks, God.
Wait, was that the same friend you said?
Past 130.
So, wait, is that the same friend that you said had a bad haircut and told her?
No, it was a different one.
Okay, because I was gonna say you had to comment if that's the case. I don't feel bad for you.
No, I mean, I just feel like it was like she didn't say it like mean, because my one friend Brittany was there, and like we were supposed to do something afterwards. Like, can't this thing go any faster? Because my heart rate would be like 127, 128. Trying to get over 130, and that's what she said. She's like, well, despite him being fat and slow, he's in very good shape. Like it wasn't me at all. It was just like a matter of fact.
Right. I'm sure she said overweight though, not fat, right?
No, she said fat.
No, she said fat. I don't know what we're allowed to use anymore. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I try to do my best not to use things I'm not supposed to. But it happens sometimes. So
yeah, I try that too. But talking on this multiple hours per week, it sometimes things slip out. The
Yeah, you can't help it.
yeah, happens.
So what else does Veve have dropping? Because when I go in the app, all I see are the Lambos. Is there anything else we know that's coming?
Blade. So we have the comic that's
Blade,
coming
okay.
out, and that'll be fun. But the Blade, like, he is so cool. Did you see the Wesley Snipes version of Blade like 20 years ago?
Oh yeah, it's been yes, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, really good. So they have Mahershala Ali that is being the new Blade, and he's good. He's in good shape, but he's like 50. He's like I feel like for this character who's supposed to stay young forever, vampire,
Right.
they should really get like a 28, 31-year-old, something like that, so we could play the character for
that makes sense.
15 years and be okay. But that's gonna be, depending on the size of it'll be really cool. I just really hope they have two. They have like a 1,000 ultra rare, and they have like 120 or 100 or like 200 something secret rare, and then the MCP points just yeah. I hope it's burned.
Yeah.
For every single drop, I hope they have that.
I think we'll burn some on the Lambo. I do. I think people are going to put in for that.
Yeah, I'll put in a little bit because we have
I haven't
less.
decided yet what I'm going to put in for it yet. I don't know.
I'll try 10,000, see if that works. I think what people are really going to get is that the last one, even though it's like $2,000 now, it did have a little bit less mints, but even still, it's $2,000 now. So even if it goes down to like 1,400, 1,500, that's like a nice 20x under $70, and there's less mints on this drop than there was on the last one, and that one sold out. So yeah.
I guess it depends on what you like. I don't really like this car. I know that sounds terrible. I don't really like that car.
So why don't you like the car? just uggo?
I don't. I think it's ugly. I don't like the front end. I don't like that 70s front end like that. I like the more curvy. Like I like the
like a thick car.
Like I'm a big fan of like Corvettes. More shape to them. That's just so like. So I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like the white one. So, but yeah, I think I like some of the other ones better, a little bit better. Some of the other Landos.
Hopefully we get that secret rare. Jonathan Drake just be saying he's bullish on the Veve in the light of recent Disney and Fortnite news. Do you think Ready Player One vision has changed for Veve? I would say no. I would say that Ready Player One would be the goal in like the 2030s, and this doesn't change that. This might actually help them because Disney's actually breathing in life into the metaverse. So I think this actually helps change that narrative, and we're going to have that 1-2 whammy of the collectibles narrative hitting and the metaverse narrative hitting, or vice versa, whichever hits first. And that's going to be so great for OMI. Oh my God, I can't wait.
You've seen, I'm sure you've seen, I'm looking for the cars here. I'm sure you've seen the Grails. You talked about some of the Grails starting to pop with the logo, with the partner statue is popping. MC said he's seeing in his video earlier, he said he's seeing increases in the golden moments overall. 20 some percent around there. So I think some of that's attributed to Disney for sure.
Yeah.
I just can't see them just saying goodbye. We're done with you. We don't need you. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they have, they have Marvel in not only in the trailer, but they have that world that it looks like they have a whole that looks like Hoth from Star Looks like they have a thing from Moana. They have the Pirates of the Caribbean. They have so many things, and Marvel looks like it has its own place. It's either going to be one of two things. Either they're just going to be skins, and you're going to need some form of NFT or some form of whatever to show that you're able to get those skins.
Okay.
But Marvel cannot sell its NFTs anywhere except from Veve. So there's no way that it's not going to have something to do with it, unless it's just skins and they're just going to skip NFTs altogether. Which is again, now that they got a taste of that.
Why would you miss out on that recurring
Yeah.
recurring
They're not
income.
gonna give that up.
I just don't see that. And I think we'll talk about this a lot too, is like same thing with the comics. Yeah, they can go to another platform, but do you really want your users to have to go to multiple platforms to get their Marvel comic book collection?
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? I don't know. I think people that don't see that there's going to be something, I just don't think they want to see it. Maybe call us moon boys because we think there is something. I don't know to what extent, but I do think they'll keep those NFTs relevant, or they'll try to, um, for the money. For the money.
Yeah, 100%.
For the money, not necessarily out of love and devotion to Veve, but they've already seen how many checks walk through the door and how much recurring income. Like that would be really interesting. Like how much, what are your checks to Marvel like every week from the secondary? Like I'd love to know that.
I'd love to know too. I mean, there's got to be
Every
several
month.
dozen.
Like it's got to be good, right? Like I can't find.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be several dozen executives at Disney and Marvel that they talk to every single week.
Yeah. But like just from secondary, people are constantly buying. Oh, that's the one I like. I don't know which one. People are constantly. This one's my favorite. Where's the camera over here? Can you see that? Wait.
Oh, good the other way. Okay.
That's my favorite one. That's the one I have the gold one of.
I see. That is nice.
So that's
champagne color.
That's the one I like. That's my favorite one. I was trying to find it. The Diablo, that one. So that's my favorite so far. So that's the only secret rare. I know you asked me that question like 2 hours ago. But that's my only secret rare, that. And the one I'm going to get on Sunday and then sell.
I will so it says vaults are pumping. My friend sent a text message just now saying his vault is up 90,000 in a week. Obviously that's an edge case because he's got a crazy vault. But what about you? How much is your vault up? Mine's up like $6,000, mostly because of the logos.
Let me see. Okay. Yeah, mine is up about $9,000. Williams is really looking nice. Williams is looking really nice. His is up. Wait, he has more than I do though. So, but his is up. But yeah, today he's like, look at your vault, and I did, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. So I like that. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. 437 miles. 427 miles.
Yeah. That's
yes.
There's a part in Pennsylvania. I think it's maybe near Reading or whatever part. I used to have family there, and apparently back in the day, like I don't know, like 60 years ago, there was like no railways on certain parts of the road, and I guess one couple in my family I had they would like they had family like 20 minutes away, like off of these crazy roads that didn't have railways yet, and they would fight a lot, and the guy would like get drunk and go drive to like the brother's house, and like how he didn't like crash or run himself off the road. I think people were just built different back then, drink a lot and just not be affected as much, or maybe just got super lucky.
Maybe. I think, I don't think they went so crazy either. Like they knew they were drunk and they kind of went slow and it was late at night. I don't know.
That's possible.
But I know, like, I know people that, back in the day, the police would be like, they knew you were drunk, but it wasn't a thing. I mean, in my lifetime, it wasn't in my drinking lifetime, it was a thing. But like my grandfather and stuff says all the time, if a cop would pull you over, they knew you were drinking. They'd be like, all right, well, we'll just follow you home to make sure you get home safe. Like, where are you coming from? The club, you've been drinking? Oh, yeah. Okay, be careful, like, not a big deal.
So it came out, I don't know how many years ago. some piece of parchment or paper that had what the founding fathers of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, what they drank after the signing. And it was on September 14th of 1987. They had 60 bottles, and this was 55 men. This was not like 200 people. They had 60 bottles of Claret, 54 bottles of Madeira, 50 bottles of Old Stock, vats of porter, cider, and beer, and what some has been described as some bowls of rum punch. And there's like 55 guys, and I feel like I understand fine declaration. You got to go ham, you got to go hard, but I feel like people were just different back then, and now can't handle it as much.
People also died at like age 56 on average. So yeah. It's like Max will say to me, like, Mom, why did people get married? Can you believe that's sick? People used to get married when they were like 15. Oh God, that's pedophile. Like, like he
when you died at 35.
I'm like, Max, they like died at 45, and I'm like, and you had to like use your years.
Yeah, you couldn't not.
You couldn't not. I mean, it was a different time, but I don't know. So what else did you cover with Veve? Anything else interesting?
Oh yeah, I covered. All right, hang on. Let's get back to this. Because where we had here. Over that. Let's. OMI Secure Wallet had an update, which hasn't had an update in like years.
Post on that. I saw your post asking for people if they noticed any. Is that what you?
Oh, that was the Veve app update, but they had a OMI Secure Wallet update. I also got this DJ Octo from the Feeshes from Brock.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Was that just because he likes you?
Oh no, I bought it. He has sent me stuff before because he likes me. He sent me some Feesh merch. I think 2 shirts and a sweatshirt. I think it's because I mentioned Feeshes on here a lot. He appreciates the free marketing. Henry Cavill is in talks to play Dr. Doom in Marvel's Fantastic Four. They had also mentioned we have a full list of the Fantastic Four on who's playing everyone. Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm. Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards. And then they have 2 other guys for The Thing and Johnny Storm. But it seems like a solid cast. I wish they would have. I love Pedro Pascal. He's daddy. But I wish they would have casted someone a little bit younger so that this way, again, he's already like 48. If he's going to play this for like 10 years, he's going to be really old by the time,
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It'll be okay.
Outside of that, okay, so Blade Comics is going to be 5,000 of those. Some people want a sweepstakes. If you go to San Diego Comic-Con, a bunch of us are going to go to the Deadpool 3 movie that weekend. So if you go, you should go to that if you want. It'll be kind of fun.
San Diego is probably the one that I will skip.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just do New York and Vegas. Yeah, I think
that is
just because the prices of the tickets and New York is good enough for me. To be freaky. I don't need to go to that one. I think I'll skip that one. But yeah, I'm really excited for Vegas. I don't know how I didn't realize that. I thought maybe like it was a Sanjay thing, like let's do 2 days before. I didn't realize it was actually there. So I'm really excited now for that.
I'm not in. Well, so Veve, I don't think is actually going officially to DCon. I think everyone's just like, hey, let's just go anyway because okay. They don't really get a lot of people signing up to Veve, so it doesn't make sense for them to go as a company.
Yeah.
But if they just want to go, like if they want to take 2 days off for the entire year, they'll go to that for Vegas, and maybe under the guise of, oh well, we are meeting with a licensor or 2. Right. There's got to be licensors out in Vegas. They always gotta do that.
Well, and they might consider going too, just in support of their artist. I don't know. I don't know.
That's the other thing. Peach Momoko, who is a fan favorite in Veve, she's there. Marvel is rebooting the X-Men, and Peach Momoko is going to be one in charge of designing all those characters, which is amazing. Really big for her. Also, Veve Magic is going, and she's flying out to South by Southwest to go in and like live stream from there. The Marvel announcement. I don't think she would do that unless she kind of knew, oh, something big is being announced. That like there's no way she would go out to do that just for one little panel, unless it's going to be like a huge panel. So I'm very curious.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a big one.
Didn't you want to go to that? Are you going to that? I thought you were going to go to that.
No, that's in like a couple weeks. I mean, I think tickets are like, I think it's like $1,500 a ticket for everything. So yeah, it's
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible you get like a press pass, maybe. Do that.
Yeah. D23. I'm waiting for them to show up at D23.
Same, girl. Same.
I mean, when they go to D23, maybe once they unleash their metaverse, their Disneyverse, whatever it is, and if Veve has any part of that, that would be fun. I think that would be really fun to do that.
Yeah, I'd be game. I'd be down.
Yeah. You still working? You said you were gonna.
Yes.
You were gonna have
yes,
to.
But, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I told him like, hey, it's probably just gonna be through this quarter, and maybe I'll do like a part-time thing in Q2. But for the most part, this is gonna be it. But I think I told you off camera a couple weeks ago that I had a consulting gig with this guy, and so that was nice. And if more of those will likely come, because now I know how to market myself better. I have a better X account and better YouTube following that I did 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So now a little more clout, and people will be like, oh, okay, now you've had these big consulting gigs where you make X amount of thousands per time, not just a one-time thing. So it's I likely won't need that.
You don't get drunk on stream that often. You don't pee on stream that much anymore. You don't burp nearly as much. I don't know how much you still pass gas, but you are just a hot mess.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, I mean,
I remember you're like, hold on. It was in that little apartment that you didn't have any heat in because you were saving money. And you're like, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. And you're drunk. And you go and you just hear. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And then you'd be like, oh, Taco Bell. Sorry, I had to go. I'm like, Randy.
Well, when you're on camera for like 6 hours a day, it's gonna happen. It's I kind of cleaned it up a bit in 2023.
You really have. You're much more professional now.
I think I haven't. I don't think I've been on Lucy on camera in over a year. I think 2022 was the last time.
I think that's a good thing.
Probably.
When was the last time you were drunk on camera?
That was a couple days ago. We had it was supposed to be Wendy, Brittany, Eva, Fam Bam, and Sparky, and then Brittany, Wendy, and Sparky just like said like nah, like next time. So why not just be an Eva and Fam Bam? But it was on that stream. I was preparing for like a stream. So I still have it. My Pinnacle with vodka, and I was a little tipsy that night. But it wasn't like
That's what we could do. We could do the X campaign to coincide with a Randy Insano stream.
Have another 69-hour stream.
And then and tie those two together. That would be fun.
That'd be great. I'd be down. I'd do it.
That'd be fun. And just try to get as many people to come in and visit as possible. And that'd be fun.
That would really work. I'm actually going to do an OMI giveaway. Me and it'll be hosted with my friend Ernie. It'll be he won't host. He's just we're gonna give away 1 million OMI, and it's gonna be over the course of like a week or two, or several weeks, where we give away like a decent amount each stream, like on like every Sunday. Now that football's over, no,
what are we gonna do? You
We'll
know,
get that audience.
so what do you, how are you going to do it? Like, are you going to like do a rap? Like, you got to think about it. Like,
I'm not
it's
sure yet.
harder to do than you think because you know, I know this from the rap because remember, like, I had like the thing and I was spinning for the like. It's hard to like find a. I know MC Michael X. He like he'll go, okay, guys, I'm just going through the comments, boom, and he'll just say, okay, you know, like, and pick it. But it's hard. Like it's gonna be. You got to think about that too, because
Who did we meet at that Thanksgiving thing? Was that Michael Adler that we had met real quick?
yes,
Okay, cool beans.
yes. Why?
I don't know if I can say.
Okay.
I'll tell you off stream. I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
Nothing big, nothing crazy. But I just yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I was surprised to actually see him there. That was, yeah, it was interesting.
yeah, no, he seemed like a cool cat. Jive turkey.
Okay.
Fortnite building its own metaverses with user game-made modes plus all Disney. What would the value proposition be for VVverse over the Disneyverse? I believe Veve can shop. Veve can be the shop. A lot of people use VVverse more than the other. I think they just use both. I mean, just because there's a new Pokemon game doesn't mean that people won't also like play a new Yu-Gi-Oh handheld game or something like that. Like, yeah, Pokemon's the biggest, but other people are still gonna be fans of. So I mean, I think, if Disney has this metaverse and we could use a lot of their characters in this other metaverse over here, I feel like that might actually even be a really good boon for us.
And if there were, like they always talk about the portals and such. I mean, if it was, connected off or something like that, where you had VVverse to do this thing, you can go play poker, you can have meetups in your castle, you can show off your collectibles, you can take a girl back to your whatever. Like, you don't want to do that shit right in the middle of Disneyland. Like, what was wrong with you? You want to take her back to the Veve pad? Like, come on.
Yeah.
I just think it would be different use cases. I mean, it would just be different use cases. That's all.
Yeah.
But if
JP Trees.
Yeah.
Trees remembering that my old landlord coming in on stream to turn off the gas or something. Yeah.
Oh my God, your old landlord came all the time.
Oh, I hated that. Oh, that was horrible. Did you see my stream where he tried to steal Dashi?
No. Did he really? Like legit?
Yeah, so I was just coming back from Dragon Con, and this was in September of 2022. Dragon Con was like late August, early September.
Okay.
So I was away from like late August until like September, like 5th or whatever. I had to be at Airbnb for 2 weeks. Well, I went to Dragon Con first, and then I had another Airbnb for like another week, the first week of September. So I just wasn't home. I wasn't able to give him rent. And at the time, I told him like, hey, at some point I'm gonna, move out, go to a friend's place. I told him like months in advance.
Right.
And then I said, sometime in October, maybe November the latest, probably gonna happen. And I said, okay. So he called my emergency contact. I did have a couple missed calls from him, but I have missed calls from unanswered text from everyone, but.
Right.
So he called my emergency contact, and he called me. He's like, "Hey, your landlord says like he's gonna like kick you out because like you haven't paid rent." I was like, "Well, I haven't been home. Like we haven't seen each other. Like we haven't talked to each other. Like so."
Right.
After it's all like while I still have my friend in the Airbnb, he's like he like locked me out, and like I tried knocking on the door. I was just like, "You gotta pay rent." I was like, "Sir, you can't block, like, this is the first time I've seen you in like weeks. Like, you can't block me out, and you can't, that's illegal." So I was like, "You gotta pay rent for it." I was like, "Sir, you need to let me into my room." Cause like, so I go to the police, and the police station's like, "All right, well, they have me do it again. Like, I didn't just try it. Like, try to get in, and then if he doesn't do it again, then call." So I call. It wound up being like a 2-hour thing. And he's like, him and his wife had so much balls. They were like cursing at the cop. They were like calling him a piece of shit. They were like, it was, and I was like, oh my God. And he's like, well, sir, now, now I'm pissed. Now I'm gonna, Fuck this guy. So he hadn't made me go open the thing, and he's just like, basically he wanted to make sure that he got his like security deposit. I told him like, oh, can I live out my security deposit?
Right.
And originally he said yes. And then I was like, listen, you told me I could live out my security deposit. That's why I didn't give you the rent beforehand.
Right.
And then he's like, well, I don't, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, pay the rent first, and then I'll go and give you a security deposit back. Like, I know how that's gonna fucking go. So, you know, I told him, I'll go fuck himself. I left that place a wreck because, you know, F him. And then I went and called the town because that was an illegal apartment. So I'm pretty sure he either had to pay taxes on that or he had to go and dismantle a couple things. Like, if his life wasn't in such disarray, he had like 3 teeth left. His granddaughter was a fat piece of poop. And like his life was hell. All right. If it wasn't in such hell, I would have just made it worse. I would have taken him to small claims court, would have enough. I don't care if I even would have won. I would have just made him pay through the nose and make it. And
Wow.
I feel like I'm getting really vindictive here. And
I was just gonna say that sounds so vindictive.
He tried to take Dashi. Like, he literally locked the place out, so I had no access to Dashi. So that night I just wound up taking what I could, and then I was like, all right, so I can, you know, good luck cleaning this up. There's not many people that there was nothing that I did to incite that. He was just being greedy. Yeah, all right. Let's get back on happy subjects. Jonathan Drake saying, appreciate you guys. How much stuff have you signed going to these events? Like, whether it be shirts or
I don't know. No,
selfies taken.
mostly like shirts and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Not that much. Have you signed a lot? Taking a lot of pictures, but signing stuff not so much. Mostly just like I think there was a shirt going around New York Comic Con. There were a couple shirts I signed at DCon, but I have a lot of pictures with a lot of the community. Like, I'm shocked. I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot that. Like, I have one with Brock, and you know he's in his crazy mask.
Oh, you know that wasn't Brock, right?
It wasn't?
No, that was Wes.
Wes.
Yeah.
This is dirty. Was Wes also in the Cavell outfit?
No, that wasn't him. Somebody, I don't know who that was in the Cavell outfit. That was great though. That was hysterical.
Like holding the sign, not in the outfit, but holding the sign. Who?
Yeah, you know, the end.
No one ever took credit for that.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, that was hysterical.
Was that Wes? If that was you.
No, that wasn't Wes. Wes is taller and not as chunky. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Wes is
remarkably healthy for a chunky guy. A slow, chunky guy.
Oh, that's probably, I don't think, the worst thing they said to me. Yeah, we've had good times.
We have had good times, and I still have my shoes.
Oh my God, those shoes are amazing.
My shoes, I do like those shoes. I don't have the heart to like somebody's like, you know, you could just resell those and get like between the NFT and the shoes, you could probably get close to all your money back. And I've worn them, and I'm like, I don't want to get rid of the shoes.
They're so cool.
They're so uncomfortable though. Geez.
But they look great though. Like, I feel like there's some articles of clothing and some things that are just like expensive for the name and they're not really that good looking. Yeah. But those shoes were really freaking cool.
Those were cool. I like those shoes. I was surprised that there were 3 people that showed up in those shoes, though. I was surprised.
I'm not surprised about the people who, like, of course, it's going to be, you know, Prophet's wife and Dad's wife, you know, and Bendy is like, okay, you know, y'all that have it, okay, that makes sense.
I wonder if Fendi and Dr. Prophet's wife, do they communicate? Like, I wonder if one said, I'll wear because Dr. Prophet's wife had the stone ones on, and Fendi had on the diamond ones, like the ones I had on. Yeah. And then I came in and they're probably like, that bitch. Fendi gave me a look. Honest to God, she was like, she gave me a look, and like she didn't talk to me for a while.
I'm like, wait, which one, Fendi? Or oh, damn.
Like we didn't go into the line because we were with Jillian, and
Yeah.
I was waiting, so we just kind of walked by the line, and we were like standing up there up front. You know how like Fendi and Dan and Dave were like up front.
Yeah.
And like, she looked over at me to like say hi, and then she looked at my shoes and she was like, she just had this like, "Fuck you, look on her face."
Damn.
And then she didn't like talk to me, and
Oh my God.
and then she didn't talk to me, and I'm like, but then the next day we were all cool, but like it was like the girl showed up in the same dress as me, like that's how I felt,
Yeah.
Oh well, that's okay.
But damn, that walk, I didn't see you guys walk in. That walk in must have been fire. Like you and Al and everyone coming in is like,
Oh yeah. Oh, because I heard Jillian on the phone talking to Al on the way there, and she's like, "You tell David I'm not waiting in any line. I'm just coming in because Jillian's a badass, like she's like such a badass." And she's like, and we hear because we got a I don't know, like an Uber Lux, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like an up
Yeah.
black Uber black. So she sat up front, and me and Will were in the back, and we, you can't help but hear on the phone. And she's like, "And you tell David I'm not waiting in any line. They better just let me in when I walk up to the door." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then like the taxi or the Uber driver dropped us off like on the other block, so we had to like walk around the block. And we just walked by everyone, and I'm like, yeah, this is so cool.
So that reminds me of a photo where it was what was it? I think it's like Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Mike Tyson all like coming off of it was like the most epic photo. Like, oh God, some of the three biggest superstars in the world. It just seemed like a really cool photo. I just feel like that must have been you guys just walking like, oh,
It was
damn.
fun. It was,
Yeah.
it was totally fun. Yeah, because and then there was like the security guards, like you had to show what'd you have to show to get in? I can't remember. What did you have to show to get in? And then
I don't remember either.
we didn't have ours up. And David's like, yeah, just go, just get. And I was like, come on. And like the security guard, like, whoa, we need your thing. And then like David had to come over and say, just let him go. Just show him your license. Like it was like a whole big thing, But that was fun. That was really fun. And then going to Sanjay's party, we drove with Al, and like I'm like, he parked like right in front of the place, like literally the place was here. He parked right across, and I'm like, oh, I don't think you can park here. And he's like, yeah, I can park here. I'm like, okay, then, boss. He's like, I can park anywhere. Not like that, but he was.
Yeah.
But you had mentioned like he had a pass that basically allowed him to park anywhere. So it must be nice, just to taste the high life for a little while,
With Al's Park Anywhere sticker, I still can't get over that. I still tell that story whenever I can. In New York, it's just the greatest thing, that Park Anywhere sticker. Anywho, there's Jonathan Drake says, remember more than a year ago, we speculated the Veve collectibles would pump before OMI. Still believe that, I mean, both of them. It seems that obviously, if OMI pumps. Not every Veve collectible is pumped. But the Grails have pumped a slightly more than OMI. I think you've had the logo, you've had the Todd, and you've had the Riso that have all pumped, I think, higher than OMI, and in a shorter period of time. Do they keep up with OMI? Short term, maybe. Long term, probably not.
Long term, no. Short term, yeah.
I mean, even like over the next, let's say OMI just does like a 10x from here the next 6-8 months, right? Riso goes from 1,500 to 15,000. Todd goes from 700 to 7,000, or I think Todd's at like 900 now. It's like 9,000. I think that is also possible, but to do like another 10x from there, I think would be. I don't think Riso is going to go for 150K.
No.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. People going out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hope both of them just go up. Both of them need to just go up. But like you said, OMI was what, 005, just what?
5.5. It was less than a month
Or
ago.
triple O. Yeah, triple at 5. How long? And it's doubled. I don't even know if the collectibles have, even the Grails haven't really doubled. I mean, the lower stuff might have doubled because people are trying to get MCP points and such, But
Yeah, that's true.
But like, Russo hasn't doubled. Partners hasn't doubled. So OMI has done better, at least in this period of
Yeah,
time.
OMI was at 00055 on January 23rd. So less than a month.
Less than a month, it's almost
Yeah.
doubled. And yeah, and like I said, I don't think any of the Grails have doubled yet, but they will. They're going. They're moving.
Slow but steady. White Rabbit be like, what's your most cherished collectible? The one you will never sell. I don't know. What about you? What's yours?
I'll probably never sell my logo. I don't want to say never, though, because for enough money, anything's for sale.
Yeah, the one that I actually probably would sell would be my 41, because when that happens, it's likely going to be for a really big number, and I'll just do it for the headline, just so Veve gets like the big headline of it. Because I already have another one, and I'll probably buy another one after that. But I'd like it to go to, I don't know, somebody like Oil Chic or something. I don't know, just some big person that's just coming in with like 100K just to buy up all my 41 logos. I'm like, all right, make that headline. Let's go. Get Veve in the news.
Yeah, like remember, like I think of some things though, and like craziness now. Like, didn't somebody offer like 500K or something for the 1923 Walt? Some outrageous number or something.
They bought it for 25K.
Yeah, but I mean, like when it first came out, somebody had like a really big offer on it, and they turned it down. Do you remember that? Maybe it was 250K.
That's possible. I mean, I remember one guy that had multiple Bored Ape yacht clubs, and he's like, I will give one of my Bored Apes, and they were worth like a couple $100,000 at the time.
Yeah,
Like, I'll give one of my Bored Apes for that. Because he found out there were only 4,000 of them. They're only whatever.
right.
And it was no, the deal didn't go through. The person didn't trade it. Because that's when transfers were on. So maybe there's two instances.
Or David offering to buy the 1977 Star Wars Secret Rare, and the person was like, no. And so, remember that? Do you remember that?
I don't. I remember. No, I don't. The only time I remember him offering something was really for the Secret Rare Funko Iron Man #1.
No, he put it out that can we do a deal? Can we make a trade? Can we do something? Because he wanted the 1977 Secret Rare Star Wars comic. You don't remember that?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
He offered the person that got it. He's like, I'll trade you any. He's like, let's make a deal. And they said no.
Wow. No.
Said no, but. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to get rid of the Veve logo, but and the Walt statue, those would be the two hardest, I think, for me to let go.
Yeah, those are like the two biggest ones I think on the app. That's the ones that me and any new whale I have to talk about. Those are the two that always.
Like if I had a Donnie, bye. Like I wouldn't. Like I would. And you could say, well, because they don't have one, it's easy to say, but. I would not have any problem getting rid of Donnie. Or some of the Ghostbuster ones or anything like that. I get it. They're rare and there's gravitas and there's, they're an OG sign. But see, I'm not as attached to those. I don't feel like I would be attached to those. The Veve logo is just so personal, like, yeah, it's just really personal and part of a club. And that would be hard to get rid of. But once again, for the right price, it might be like, okay, goodbye. I'll be on a cruise ship for the next 2 years, but those would be my two hardest ones, I think, for sure. And not just because they're worth a lot of money. There's other ones Like Will has the secret rare Spider-Man. I would much rather, like, if I had to choose that one, I would get rid of that one before the logo.
Yeah.
And that's the first Marvel ever collectible in the history of the world. I'm like,
But it don't get you into those parties though.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think the logo. I think the logo would be the most sentimental for me. And having the card and having date, and just,
Too.
I don't know. It'd be hard to let that one go.
That's a good point.
But for the right price, anything's for sale, right?
Yeah, I don't know what mine would be. Yeah, like I said, because at the end of the day, it's why just for the animals for me. Well, I'm doing it all. Get that all for charity. So I don't think anyone would surpass that if it's for the right amount of money. Yeah, sure, will help a lot of animals.
Ripmo too. I really like Ripmo.
Yeah, it's cool. I have most of the Tokidoki ones. I just don't have. I think the Dragon Girls, and then I don't have the Gold Dragon. The Gold Dragon is like $500. I was $600. Like, I'm not,
I'm not that into Tokidoki either.
Yeah.
But if we, I mean, New York Comic Con, I was really shocked. The line, do you remember? I mean, the line for that thing was like just inside the store, wrapped around all the way down back. Like that was probably that and the Funko signing line were the two like longest lines I saw there. And then Will and I like accidentally got in the Funko signing line or what was it? Special Funko line. And people were like, hey, like you do have we're like, no, they're like, get out. I'm like, okay. So the Funko people were pretty intense and the Tokidoki people were pretty intense. Like those were two huge fandoms. So yeah. What are those? Have you checked the Iron Man Funkos? Are those like still available? Are those selling on?
I'm sure they'll have. So let's see the secret rare though. See what that.
I meant on eBay, like the physicals. Are people still like selling those and trying to get rid of those? Because don't they expire those coats at some point?
They do. I think later this year. I think in September they expire. I typed in Iron Man Funko Veve and it's not coming up, so I don't. Oh, okay, hold on. Physical sealed. One's trying to sell for $229. It is from a seller that is. Where's the seller? Has 100% positive feedback, but doesn't really have. Yeah, I guess has like 29 instances. So I guess that's something. Outside of that one, I don't see any others. Oh, there's one for 214. So about what they were going for, at retail.
I'm just curious if with those codes coming near an end, you know what I mean? Like not near an end, but I guess September, if those will, because once that's done, then, you might as well, if you haven't sold it, you might as well cash in and get your NFT, right?
Yeah. And I mean, especially if David has that number one's never been redeemed. So that 40,000 bounty is still out there. I don't know why you just don't look. Or maybe it went to somebody that just didn't know what Veve was really, and they're just like, oh, I'll get it, and they don't know what the code is.
I thought, like, how the hell could you track people down for that? I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I haven't heard that number one come out yet.
No, never got redeemed. I mean, I know there's one guy that doesn't even know what he has. Like, he doesn't know what rarity it is, and he just put it up in his attic. It's like, oh, see you in 10 years. It's possible, it's sealed in there.
Wait. So he doesn't care about the NFT at all? Like he doesn't care about the.
He might. I mean, I think he's from Veve. Not he's part of the Veve community, and I remember him posting it on Twitter or X, and that's what he said. And
so he might have just let 40K just go.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Bad times.
Unless I don't know, unless like 40K to you is like $20 to us, which is
Yeah, that's it.
right. I mean,
So ask a question. How much would it take for you to, like, let's say you found a certain amount of money on the ground? At what point do you pick it up? At what point do you not pick it up? Like, do you pick up a
okay,
quarter?
I throw away pennies.
Okay.
I throw them in the garbage. I hate pennies. Nickels are they get tossed too. They don't go. I mean, I would pick up a quarter. I think I'd pick up a quarter. Yeah, I would pick up a quarter.
So I would too, but not necessarily for the monetary value. It's just it has a use, like parking meters, in New York.
Yeah,
That's I like to have those, or go to an arcade or whatever. But if it's like $1, like I'm not like a super germaphobe, but like what do you get with $1? Like $5 I'll pick up. If it's $1, I think I'll leave there because like what if it has
what do
germs
you think?
on it?
It's like a trick, or that like somebody like licked it or something?
No, it's just like it's on the ground, and it's got like $5 is worth it to get sick. It's not, but it's worth it to pick it up because you don't know where that's been.
Well, just like do this and then just pick it up.
Yeah, but then it's on your sleeve. The dirt and germ and grime that's on there is on your. I'd rather pick it up with my hand and then sanitize my hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you carry sanitizer with you everywhere?
No. I should.
So what do you do when you go into a bathroom? Okay.
It's a horse place.
And men and women too. But men, I think it's worse because at least women have, if they just like pee, they have a toilet paper boundary between the stuff. Men, they're on their stuff, right? So like if you hear, like if they don't, they just pee and then they walk out, no hand washing. That happens all the time. And there's a handle. What do you do?
I take whatever paper towel or toilet paper and I put it in my hand and then I grab the handle and then I hold the door with my foot and then I throw it away.
Okay, so you grab paper towel. That's pretty good. See, sometimes I'll just like do this.
But then all their ick is on your sleeve.
I know, but how's it going to get to me if it's on their sleeve?
Because it's on your sleeve. It'll get on your hand. It'll get on part. What if you wipe your face? What if you? No. I can do that.
So stop using my.
Yeah, Laura, stop using that.
These aren't germ protectors.
Like if you throw the sweatshirt away, sure. I mean, Ernie Mao is just saying to get a new shirt anyway. So I'm
So how serious do you get, like with the germs? Like if
enough
you
to
have
not
to
pick up
use a
$1.
public bathroom, are you like taking the toilet paper and like putting it on? Like, are you building like a toilet paper?
Oh yeah. I have to take because I feel like some people are pretty gross, and let's say they're wiping, right,
Yeah.
and then they need more, and then they take with their poop hands they take it. So
Right.
I have to like a cat paw at it until it gets like this far down, and then I take that part. I immediately throw that in the toilet because that's been tainted, and then I do that 3 more times where I take one for the left side, one for the right side, and one on back. So or actually before then I take another one and I wipe down the seat, and then I take those 5 pieces, and then if I have to
Yeah.
drop off some kids at the pool, then I take some more, and
Okay.
but then yeah. So that's but I won't pick up $1 because $1 doesn't really get you anything. But I'll pick up $5 because I could just go into a deli, I get a drink, and I get a bag of chips. That's giving me fuel. That's useful. It's like free merch, free loot. But there's been times where it gets overruled by like my limbic system, where if like a girl is really into me and she has a little cough, that's fine. I'll ignore it. But if it's somebody that is not that, and there's no chance of boom boom,
You're like, ew.
I'll be like, hey, you good, fam?
You would love the toilets in my casino, in Pittsburgh Casino. They're great. They have the
Everything.
kind. They have like the pro like the plastic over them, and you press the button and it goes and it gets you a new one. I love
Oh, that's
them.
so.
I
So
love them.
there's Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said those are like phenomenal. Like I love those.
Yeah, that's not great. There's one time where this really had nothing. Well, maybe it had a little bit to do with my germs, but maybe not. It was in Orlando. It was 2016. It was like I was there with a friend for Harry Potter World, like last big hurrah before I deployed, and I it didn't have a handle flush. It had like the wave flush or like wherever you were.
Oh yeah.
So it was really weird. The toilet paper roll was like kind of far away, so I had to like lean forward and to grab some. And when I leaned forward to grab some, it thought I had like gotten up, thought I was done. So like it flushed, and then it was a powerful flush, and little
Oh, that's the
like
worst.
of
Oh,
cold
I know,
water.
I know. And it comes up and sprays you in the butt. It's so,
Yeah,
oh,
but I
so
was leaning over, so it like got on like the small of my back onto like my
no.
thigh. So I stepped up. I was like, "Ooh." And when I stepped up, I wasn't done, and little plop 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 went right into my pants. So it was like it shocked me. I was surprised. So I go and so I had to text my friend. I was like, can you go to like American Eagle and just get me a pair of pants? And she's like, what? I'll tell you in a minute. Just get me a pair of pants, please. Because like it's not like I could have just thrown away the underwear because I don't wear underwear. So it just went right into the fabric of the pants.
But if it was solid, couldn't you just pop them out or what?
Of the pants, I mean, I could have taken toilet paper and put it, but it was dirty. It was too late.
Okay.
So I was like, so we get the
I'm
pants, and then
sorry, audience. I just want to say I don't know why we're talking about poop right.
I think it started with germs, and then you brought up toilet paper and bathrooms, and then so
Oh,
um,
do you have a specific way your toilet paper has to go? Are you
no, it doesn't
yes,
matter to
say,
me.
yeah, I don't care either. I guess some people get really crazy about that. Like
Yeah,
I
some
like
people.
it to fold over because it just seems easier than going to the back of the wall. But some people are like I will go into people's houses that I know bothers them and I'll change it. Like my aunt's this like OCD freak. So like I will go upstairs when I like use her bathroom or something, and I'll like move pictures or move like things around, just to screw with her, and it drives her nuts.
It's great.
Oh, the great thing is though is when she doesn't realize it, and she'll say, I'll be like, "Do you notice anything different about your kitchen?" She'll be like, "No, not really." And then I'll point out to her, and she goes, "Oh my god, how long has it been like that?" I'm like, 3 weeks.
My friend Justin, he's been on stream a couple of times when I would have him and Yo Stefan go and talk
Yeah,
about Disney because he used to work
yeah,
for them.
I remember him.
We lived together for a little while. In 2019, his mom made like an apartment from the garage, and so I rented it out. And I learned that he didn't like change. Like he I don't know, it was the germs or whatever, and he
Mhm.
didn't like it. So I had a bunch of quarters. So one day while he was sleeping, I go and put a whole bunch of change, mostly quarters, like around his bed, so that when he got up, he couldn't like step off the bed. He couldn't like because then he would touch the change. Um, and then he eventually goes like he's like screaming like where, and it's like what you gonna do, Fred? What you gonna do? And he does like he jumps and does like an army tuck and roll like as he lands and immediately gets right into the shower. It was the greatest thing that I ever saw. Um, he had a crazy poop story. Um, do we have time? Yeah, we'll tell this because it needs to be said. It was Christmas Eve of 2014. I was home for the for like 2 days. I just had the days off.
Okay.
I didn't have to go back into work until like the 26th. But
Okay.
anyway, he gives me a call. I was like, Randy, I haven't pooped in 3 days. I was like, okay. So he's like,
Right.
like, what do I do? Because like I used to work at an animal hospital, so he thought I had all this like medical knowledge that pertained to humans. I was like, I don't know, like, put on some coffee. And he's like, I don't know how to make coffee. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So like, I was like, all right, I'll be over in like 20 minutes. So I go over. His mom made him coffee. He had a couple cups. He didn't know like what day it was because he had these blacked out curtains and he was just playing Super Smash Brothers all night. I was like,
Okay.
don't you have to work today? And he's like, yeah, but it wasn't for a few hours. The
Right.
coffee wasn't working. I was like, all right, I know what to do. We go to Taco Bell and we get like $20 worth of food. I was like, you just got to eat it. Just got to pound it, shove it in your face hole.
Okay. Okay.
And he does. And he worked at Target where I needed to go because, I was in a Secret Santa thing. I had to go get something.
Okay.
So we see this like Nerf footballs. I was like, oh, in your professional opinion, Target boy, which one of these are better? I was like, Randy. I was like, it was time. And he does this just like, like holding
Hey,
himself.
the waddle.
Yeah,
Butt
go to the
squeeze
bathroom.
cheeks. Yeah.
So we go to the bathroom and there's a guy there's just the guy in the first stall. The second stall had a bunch of pee on the seat. And the third stall was just blown out by other poops and it just hadn't been cleaned. And
Okay.
so he tries to go in the second stall. He's like, then he goes in the third. It's like, and he couldn't go in the third. So he comes back in on the second and he's like trying to get his pants off. He has no time to go and put toilet paper down or whatever. And
Yeah.
he takes his pants off and, tries to sit down in one fell swoop. But like the pee on the toilet seat and like his swamp bath, like smudged, and he falls off the toilet and his arm goes in the water and then his shoulder gets caught underneath the toilet paper roll thing, so he can't move and he's like, Randy. And then he shits all over the guy's shoes that's next to him. Then the guy is just like, what the fuck? And then he's on his phone like the whole time, so he hangs up his phone. He takes his he puts himself out of his shoes. He leaves his shoes there. He bolts. Apparently, it smelled really bad. I don't have a sense of smell. And he's like crying as he like completely turkey tails it on the wall next to him. And he's like, can you get a bag? Because so I got a couple towels and we just got him cleaned up. He did not go into work that day. He went home and just rethought his entire life. And it was
so that
probably
is
the
a
greatest
hell
thing.
of a shit story right there. That is worse than any shit story I think I've ever heard. This is
the greatest day in the history of my life.
That poor guy. Ooh, and could you just imagine, like, like my niece dropped her like a phone in a public toilet, and I'm like, what did you do? She's like, what do you mean? What did I do? It's like a $2,000 phone. I got the thing out. And that would have been so hard for me. Like I hate toilets. Like I don't like them. I don't like looking at them. And I hate public toilets and they're just I don't like them. I don't like them. I just like if I'm brushing my teeth, I have to shut the toilet. Even if it's clean. I just and these people that get sick and throw themselves over the
yeah.
Who does that? Like,
bad, disgusting.
how do you stick your head where
people go number two
is? And they act like it's no big deal. Like that's normal. You're sick, you drink, you get on your knees and you get on the toilet. And no, just no. Just I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, I feel you.
I can't do it.
So what do you put toilet paper down or do you just like squat and like hover?
I'm a squat and hover kind
Okay.
of girl. I just squat and hover. Yeah. Now, if it's serious, like if it's like I don't have time and like then you know what, I just risk it. I just risk it. I'm just like I'm just gonna risk getting whatever I'm gonna get. But the worst is when that happens, and then you feel your butt is wet. And you just know you're sitting in someone else's pee, and and you're like, I hope this person doesn't have an infectious disease, and I don't have an open wound.
Yeah, bad times.
But sometimes you can't help it. Like on the road, like traveling or something, and you're waiting and you're waiting, and you finally see the rest stop, and like you're just like, no, I don't have time to do the protocol. And the thing, I can't. And then, like I said, and then you just like, fuck it. And you sit down, and then like you feel your butt sweat, and then you're just like, that's the worst. Totally the worst. Feel wet butt. I hate it. I hate it so bad.
Very bad times.
I did like Europe for their bathrooms though. And what I liked about it is for just a small fee, the difference is incredible. Like I wish I would pay a quarter or 50 cents to make sure that when I went into a toilet, like into a restroom, it was cleaned. Like there's a lot of places where they have a person there, and when you're done, they go in there with their spray and they spray it, and you give them 50 cents or a dollar or whatever. Or I'm trying to think, where was I? I was in Belgium at the airport, and like you couldn't even get in without a token. You had to like their public train bathroom was like 50 cents or something like that. But every time somebody came out, there was a person in there. They were spraying it down. They were wiping it up. It was clean. And, I remember my husband saying, like, those were the cleanest men's restrooms I've ever seen. Because, if you have to pay for them, like, people they know that the person's coming in right after. Like, they just have so much more respect.
Yeah.
Like,
because then they also know if you make a mess, they're going to know it's you. Like,
yeah, that's, yeah. I mean, I don't even understand. I've seen a few men's bathrooms where, like, I don't even understand how do you guys even do that? Like, why is there shit on the wall? Like, what happened? What did you do? Like, drop something and your ass shot out? Like, what? How do you get shit on the wall?
There's it's fun when Europeans come to the U.S. and there's like, oh, how much to use the loo? How much to go to the bathroom? I was like, we don't pay for that here. They're like, ooh, they get all excited,
and then they're like,
they see the bathroom, like, oh.
No, that was one nice thing. I like that. I thought I wouldn't like that in Europe, but I actually like that. I did not mind out in public because, like I said, they immediately came in and they cleaned it, and you knew you went in there and it was like, oh, look, rose petals. Oh, give me somewhere to aim, like, like they'd sprinkle stuff in, but it was, that I like those about bathrooms. Those were definitely prefer those. Now, you spent time in the Middle East. Is it the Middle East that which culture where they don't like to shake with their dominant hand
because they
and then
that is Qatar. I imagine a couple of other places, but I think Qatar is the main one where they don't use toilet paper. They just scoop out with their hand. So if you accidentally try to go and shake with your dominant hand, like you get sent home, you get like paperwork, you get, because that's a really big there's so many.
If you're left-handed, you have to say, no, that's not my dominant. I'm left-handed. Like,
or it's just you don't shake with your right. It's just you don't, because that's assumed that's what people do, is they just wipe with their right. So there's a lot of different things that are so
what do
subtle.
You do after that, though, Randy? Okay, so take me through this. I'm in Qatar or whatever, and I do my thing. Now, what do I do? So I'm sitting there with shit in my hand in the stall.
You gotta wash it clean.
Well, do I have to get up and go out of the stall, or is there like a sink there for me to clean it and go in for round two?
So I haven't been to Qatar, but that's I just I mean from what I recall, friends say you have to go and wash it in the sink and just wash your poo hands out there.
I'm not going there either. Put that on my list with Egypt and Turkey.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
I'm not there.
There's so in random places like I think it's like Iraq where are my friends? They were in some FOB, some random forward operating base up here. I think it's Al Assad,
Okay.
where like that in America stop, but in like whatever part of like Pashtun or whatever language they were speaking, that means like hello, like just having it out there, and it doesn't mean stop. So back in the day when you just have that, and then like American military thing that means stop, other people think like, oh hey, how's it going? And they keep driving, and then shots get fired. It's like, oh my god, because they thought that they had something in their vehicle they were trying to get away. So they
Right.
this whole big thing. There's a I don't know. Do you remember or do you know what 4chan is?
Yeah, weren't you invested in that for a little while?
Yeah. So they're a cool community. But they have in 2016 they actually helped stop. They found where this terrorist training camp was, where I was on. We'd gotten like an email saying here's a new like Al Qaeda recruitment video or whatever, and I didn't do this. Somebody posted it to Reddit, where they weren't really supposed to. I mean, it didn't matter. It was like a public thing, but
Right.
I was on Reddit. I talked about it. It's like, oh shit, this is the email we got. This is the video. And then somebody on Reddit was like, hey, I think I know where this is. Or it was on 4chan. And there's like, they somehow found with the oil spike towers and the whatever that they found out where it was. And so I sent to my captain like, hey, I think we, this is where like their training campground is. And like, can you prove that? I was like, oh, it looks like it is. I don't know if that's that exact place. And I was just like, well, if you can prove it, I'll send it up. And then it's unfortunate. I was like, hey, like I can't go in without absolute proof. And someone in the Russian military was like, we don't need proof. And like 2 days later, they bombed the fuck out of that place. And it was just destroyed. I was like, oh my God, 4chan literally just got a bunch of terrorists killed. It was so wild. It was really cool.
That reminds me of the movie. You saw 0-Dark-30, right?
I did not.
Like when they were going after Bin Laden. You didn't see that movie?
I don't think I did. No.
Oh, that's a great movie. You would like that.
Okay.
But it shows it just shows all the way that they ultimately found Bin Laden, and it was a woman, and based on like the house, and they never get mail and all this, and she brought it up to her superiors, and they're like, well, prove it, we really can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then like every day she would write like 80 days, like every day she would write and like stick it, like she was like a heart, like she was convinced, but they weren't convinced of it. It was just a courier kind of thing. But ultimately she was right. But I can't remember how many days it took, but from the time she identified that was, his place to them going in, it was like 200 days or something that went by for just like what you're talking about. Like, can you, are you absolutely sure? And they still didn't even know for sure. Like they tried to go in and say, the kids needed vaccinated, that they were aid workers. Like they tried all these things to see if it was really, Bin Laden or not. And they just couldn't get proof. And then finally, after like hundreds of days, they finally made the decision to go in. They weren't even sure that it was him. It's a really, really good movie about the woman that found him. It's called 0-Dark-30. You'd like it though. I really do think you'd like it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just haven't seen it. Yeah, I'd love something like that.
Oh yeah, it was good. Like all the intelligence and how they pick up and how they have to like go around and like they have to like pick up the different phone calls and track and like it was fascinating. Yeah,
I remember finding out when he was killed. Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I do. I remember. I remember where I was. I was at home at the time.
Were you watching Phillies Mets game?
No, I was not watching the Phillies Mets game. No.
Me and a buddy of mine were just watching the game, and that's where like we heard it. And then the fans started cheering like USA, and then like they were just all like, "Oh, this is strange. I wonder." Like the players were like confused, like they didn't know because they didn't have like their phones on them or anything.
Right.
And then as everyone started chanting like USA, then they finally went and was like, "Oh, okay, here's the." They just announced it on my game, and then people started finding out that they killed Bin Laden. That was really wild.
No, I saw it on television. It was like a special presidential thing, and we got him. That's all. That's what I remember. Yeah, I don't think I was watching a baseball game at the time, and then the fact that they decided to like toss his body into the sea. I thought that was pretty smart. They didn't want a Mecca or anything to pop up as a result. So no, that movie though, it's great. And the person that actually found him was a woman, like a younger woman. And one of the lines they said to her is they said like, what else have you done? She was like 28, 29 or some shit like that. And they're like, what else have you done for us in the CIA or something like that? Or what's your experience? She goes, I've done nothing but fucking look for Bin Laden. Like she said this to like the top. She's like, that's all I've done.
So she was the expert.
Yeah, she was the one. She's like, my sole job for the past 8 years or whatever it was has been to look for him. So, because they were trying to be like, well, you're young, you haven't done it. She's like, no, free. So it's a really, you will really like it. Fascinating how they found him though. And like I said, they didn't know it was him. Like they were not 100% sure. They tried garbage, like they stole his garbage. They did all the traditional things. The way that he had built it, you could never see, in like his rooftop where he got air was enclosed. You could never see his face. They just knew it was a tall, thin man. So it was a really good movie. I want to watch it again. I might actually watch it again tonight. It gets me all pumped up.
I'll totally watch it. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, it was good.
I can't wait to go and watch stuff eventually on like Apple headsets. I can't wait to go get that. Can't wait to watch movies there. It'll be fun.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Jason Payne says we need bundle sales like mints. Jason, I DM'd. Jason has the number 43 R2D2, the white and blue one, not the Golden Moments one, and he has the number 43 X-wing, and I have the 43 Luke, so I really want that. Jason, give me a number. But I would love bundles as well. That'd be a good set.
That would be a good set.
Yeah. Do you have any matching sets?
I don't think I do. No, I'm not a big matcher. I don't know. I have special mints, I have low mints. I have 420 mints. I have 888 mints, but I don't have matching mints of anything. I don't know. I'm not a big, I don't need to match. Like I'm okay with that, but I could see the appeal in it. You know what I mean? It just seems so hard, to actually get them and find the people before, I just never, and then with my eyes, it's hard for me to sit there and, constantly look for my mints. So I never really got into that. I think William has a couple sets. I'm not sure though.
That's cool. Yeah, and Kush at $500,000, so $500,000. I mean, if it's $1, you have $500,000, but that would take a long time. If you had $1, that's $500,000. At 10 cents, that's about 50,000. So yeah, it would just need to be You know, at 5 cents, you have 25,000. Yeah, you could definitely get that. 2.5 cents, 2 cents, give or take. Was saying that it wasn't him dressed as Black on Blockchain at that DCon event. It wasn't. Well, Brock wasn't at that DCon event. So maybe it wasn't you. Maybe I'm misremembering that from somewhere. But somebody definitely dressed up as him.
Sure, he was really tall.
Yeah. Well, Brock is the person that dressed up as Brock was a bit thicker. Brock is very thin. Well, not like very thin, but he's thin, and he does not have that big of extremities. The person that had dressed up as him had like thicker legs and thicker arms than Brock has. So okay, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm misremembering that, and it wasn't West. Maybe it would be someone else. The mystery continues. I don't know.
I don't know who it was then. Well, then I have a picture with a Brock impersonator. I don't know.
Anyway, let me talk to you off camera for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're in the stream here.
All that pee talk. I have to pee.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can pee first. Actually, all right. I'm gonna say bye to Dashi. We'll both pee, and we'll be back here in T-minus 2 minutes.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye, Dashi.
Dashi.